Welcome to the Colosseum. I'm going to play the intro again in a little bit. Hope it's a good intro. General rules for the Colosseum is you can boot people off for $20 via Cash App. The chat votes for who wins at the end of the night. If we get more people popping up in the back chat, they will be brought up as the show goes on. As long as you stay to the end, you will be voted on and you will win a cash prize. That is dependent on how much cash apps I get throughout the night. It starts out at 20. It's $20 out of my direct pocket. After the cash apps start flowing in, then that price will go up. All right, let me bring up the first two contestants. Let's go. We got Dante and we got 5/5. Gotta mute my phone.
Hey Dante, I don't know what side you on, but I'm on the opposite, and I'm the winner, so that makes you the loser, Dante. We starting out hot. Pause.
Oh, all right.
Immediately, right? He's like, "Yo, he was just nice back." Yeah. This ain't that type of time, bro.
All right. Let's do this.
I
All right,
don't
you
know
guys.
what.
All
Right.
right, I got a set of 10 questions for you guys. All right, a set of 10 questions.
You don't want to give it
Okay.
time for YouTube to send out the notifications. It's only
I
been 3.
guess. I guess we could give it time for YouTube to send out the
So
notifications.
that's what I
Sure.
do. I normally give it like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. That's why I like to go over 2 hours for that whole
Yeah.
purpose. You know.
So, all right, do introductions then.
Go ahead, Dante.
I'm Dante. I've been on the show before. If you've seen, you generally know my politics, probably. Um, I don't know. Not really much to say. Uh, I don't really know how to introduce myself if I don't really know the topics at hand. But um, yeah, I guess broadly speaking, uh, this is going to be very generalized, but my economic positions tend to be obviously pretty left wing. My social positions tend to be pretty right wing. So that would be how I'd introduce myself.
All right, 5/5.
I'm just writing something in the chat. Hit that like button. All right, so I'm the host of a channel called Five Fifth. My name is Mr. Amelie in the chat. Why? Because I'm manifesting a million people in the chat. It's literally what I'm doing. My channel is based right now upon politics. I talk about really about anything that my crowd actually likes. Because today they might be on politics, tomorrow they might want to hear something else. But we're monetized. We're just bringing it along. And like I said, I'm on my way to getting a million people on the chat. And Bumpkin, I'm going to preview something real quick. Me and Bumpkin, we're going to be doing a show pretty soon on this channel. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a show and it's gonna be brought to you on this channel. It's gonna be different type of content, and it's gonna be more about along the lines of who we are in real life. That's gonna make it more relatable to all of you. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, absolutely,
See?
absolutely.
I'm good at that, man. I'm good at that.
I'm chugging water, man. Um, yeah. This show. How'd you guys like the intro? What did you guys think with the intro?
It's cool.
It's
I
cool.
like it. I like it. I mean, when you get monetized, you might have to change a little bit of that. But other
Probably.
than that, but you'll know. You should know.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, but you'll know. I'm pretty sure they'll
Oh
make you
shit!
aware. That's awesome.
As my camera just bugs out.
Oh, that is definitely awesome. Yeah, because you don't ever know how it's gonna go. You don't ever know how it's gonna go. Because, like, honestly, Bumpkin, I'll be real with you. In December, you can hear me, right, Bumpkin?
Yeah, I can hear you.
In December, I literally had 163 subscribers before Christmas. Come January, I was about 200, 2 and some change. Late January, I was about 400. Early February, I was like 600. Late February is like 700, and I just got monetized about 2.5 weeks ago. And now I'm at 1,000. I think I broke 1,100 today. Pause, broke it. Yeah, I'm
Broke
at
it.
1,104 subscribers right now. That all happened
Okay.
within like the last 90 days. Word
Very
up.
nice. Very nice. Let's get some people going here.
We gotta share this out.
It's shared out everywhere,
Mm.
bro.
It's only been 6 minutes. I used to go through the same thing. I used to just talk about certain stuff just to get the timing to go long. And you know what? That's why because I'm not a hater. That's why I advocate for people. I tell people, never mind what them other people think. Them up and down streams will get you them numbers, and they could get you people to come over here because it's two different threads. You get what I mean? Like I did a live the other day, and this platform type shit. I think I got like
Yeah.
100 views, maybe 129, maybe if I was lucky. I go up and down. Today's up and down got almost 2,000 views when I ended it.
It might be because it's, I don't know. Might be because it's a Monday. Who
Because of
knows?
what?
Who knows? Because it's a Monday.
My Monday be a good day. See, I don't see none of your hashtags, Bumpkin. You want to throw your hashtag like right now? Go to studio, go to description. I know. Just trust me. Put go to the studio, go to the live section, hit that pencil, then go to description, and you only want to use three hashtags. Hashtag like debate, or first
Mm-hmm.
do your first hashtag like politics, then the second one debate, and do the third one for now live, and keep switching that third one. That's what I mean by little things like that. These other content creators ain't telling you that, and that's crazy because I just met you and I'm telling you that. You can be switching, and after you switch it, hit the load. So it'll switch it.
Yeah.
And then you'll see it. And then I could go right back here and I'll see the switch again. Then you just give that a while. Let that information, let the algorithm see where you're throwing this so it knows what you're doing. See, American politics together, one word. That's a hashtag too. Debates is a hashtag. Um, YouTube Live is a hashtag. Would you want to see the numbers? And then later on you can switch it up and you can put at in the description. You can at Donald Trump. You can at Elon Musk. You can at them, and then the people who kind of watches them, it'll throw you in that algorithm for a few. Then you take that out, and then you got to keep messing with it when you're first coming up on your subscribers. That's stuff that don't nobody tell me that I had to learn on my own. That I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Word up. That's the type of stuff that helped me. Sometimes I had to change the title during the live. Open panel live debates. And you could put the red alarm. It looks like the thing that goes on top of the cop car. Because when you're looking, that title that gets people's attention. You know what I mean? The red light, the alarm light.
Yeah.
That'll get people's attention. That's what you want. To get their attention to click on the thing.
Listen. All right. I'm gonna change that
Let's
up
go.
around. We're gonna roll through the first question. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Do you agree with Donald Trump's decision to dismantle the Department of Education?
Who goes first?
Anyone goes. Anyone goes. Whoever wants to jump in, go. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Dante? Nay, you disagree.
Oh, I all the way agree.
Oh
What?
my god.
What'd you say on my guy for? That's perfect. He don't agree and I do. That's
There we
perfect.
go. Shall we begin?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's perfect. That's the first question.
All right. So, my disagreement doesn't lie from a particular love of our current Department of Education and how they do Common Core standardized curriculum. My disagreement comes from the fact that I think that the system should be reformed to produce a new curriculum, a new core that is taught to children. That is, I would even say, more standardized than the one that we currently have. That teaches things essentially, obviously in a self-serving sense, teaches stuff that I would agree with. I think that our curriculum is lackadaisical in its analysis of biology. I think we have a really bad science programs. You can ask pretty much, I don't know, an average person on the street their understanding of anything that has to do with like physics, chemistry, biology, and it's going to be quite poor. I think we should be focusing a lot on those aspects of our education. And I think that dismantling the Department of Education isn't going to make this any better. I think all it's going to lead to is really hyper regionalized education systems, which I have little to no faith in.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with it for the simple fact that he's going to put it more in the state's hand away from the federal level. So, in other words, like in my state in Connecticut, the people that are here in Connecticut, they knows what schools need more help than others because they're more zeroed in, they're more in their school zone, they're more attached to the schools, opposing to at the federal level where they're so far away from it. They're just gonna throw at the problem instead of people at the state level they should. Let me throw that quotation out there. They should hopefully get in tune to what schools need to help more than the one that actually getting it and actually help fixing the problems because they should be closer to it. You don't think? And wait, before he goes, I do agree with the part of changing the curriculum. They do need to do that. That is a fact.
Yeah, I think that your point is a good point, but I think it's even better if you still have a Department of Education, right? So you're absolutely correct. Having the federal government just throw money at state schools that they know nothing about is not a solution. It is not a good idea. What they should do is keep the Department of Education, have a certain amount of money allotted to different states dependent on need, and then let those state governments handle what they do with that money. This way, you can have more of a standardized education system and a centralized education system while still allowing the state governments and local officials who know more about their own states and know more about the needs of their own students to actually use the money how they see fit.
Yeah, or how it should be fit. You are correct. And that's all that part I'm with him all the way. That yeah, the people are closer to the issue. They should be able to fix the problem a little bit more. And also the part that you said I agree with because what they're learning, this is what I tell people all the time around my area because I stream to my Facebook too at the same time. So I got a lot of people who know me personally in my area and they agree with what I'm about to say. Like I don't know about where you guys are from, but my school, they didn't teach us about taxes. A lot of us didn't know nothing about taxes. A lot of us, we found out that our parents got income taxes because we got our first one. That's how we found out. So, like, our school system doesn't teach us nothing about taxes. I don't know about where you guys are from.
Yeah, there's an optional course you can take, but it's not required. I think that stuff should probably be required because it's not doing my taxes right now actually or an hour ago. It's not fun when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I had to
for real.
learn a lot of that on my own, so it kind of sucks. So I think that they should make those courses required, and I think the best way to do this is by actually reforming our Department of Education. I think that getting rid of it in its entirety is a mistake, an understandable mistake, but I think it is a mistake. I think there should be a maybe not a complete overhaul, but a significant overhaul of our Department of Education to actually facilitate these reforms on a nationwide level so that we can start seeing these changes we want to see. We can see more financial literacy across the country. I mean, think about how many people that would help. We can see more scientific or historical literacy across the country instead of teaching I don't know, bullshit art classes. Now, art's great. I think that art is awesome. And if you want to pursue artistic endeavors, I think that should be an optional course. I think you should be able to pursue it on your own time. But I think that less of that should be taught in school. More practical stuff should be taught in school. And then also more hard sciences should be taught in school. Or at the very least, more funding should be put towards it.
Yeah, I agree. Like some of these mandatory classes need to be removed and stuff like taxes need to be put in because that's something I don't really care what you're dealing with as long as you're legal. You're gonna have to file taxes. If you become a chef, you're gonna have to do your taxes. If you become a gym teacher, that's something you're gonna have to do no matter what. If you're starting your own company, you're gonna have to do the taxes to it. So I really believe, you can't be agreeing with me. That's not how that works. That's you gotta pick a set so I can pick the other. It can't work like that. Because I'm gonna win and you're always gonna lose. I don't care. We can talk about hey, look at Bumpkin smiling. Yeah, that type of cockiness. But not seriously. So now at the state level, you're going to be able to put accountability to who's the one slacking, because right now at the state level, right, any state official could say, oh no, our schools is that, because the federal level, they're the ones that's in charge. Well, now you're going to take that whole argument away, and you're going to put the people that's closer to home in these situations, the ones in power. So now you actually have someone to blame. There should be now someone to be able to take accountability and have the power to say, no, these classes need to be taken out and these should be mandatory, because these appeal to everybody's life, no matter what it is. Your art class is an option. Well, what if somebody doesn't want to be an artist? Like me, I don't know about you guys, but when I was young, I used to always color outside the lines. The art teachers used to hate me. The guy was always outside the lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think that all of this can still be facilitated with a Department of Education, right? Holding local officials accountable can be done with a Department of Education, so long as those local officials are allowed to choose what they do with the money that is given to them by the federal government. The federal government, the Department of Education, its primary functions ought to be to create a standardized, practical curriculum for all American citizens, and to give money, or to give grants, to give essentially funding to different states. And then the state government's job should be to put the funding into what schools they see fit, and to fund X or Y program how they see fit, right? But this can all be done and facilitated, I think, even better with a reformed Department of Education, which is why I disagree with destroying the Department of Education in its entirety. I think that would lead to as many problems as we have now.
Well, what if destroying the education system, how it's in place? Damn, I hate to use this reference point, but it's the best example I got. Sometimes when you're outside in the yard and you pull up that rock, you actually see all the insects and shit under the rock, but you're never gonna notice it if you don't pick up that rock. Sometimes you gotta put, because Elon Musk really feels like the prior administration has been there so long and they got their claws dug in so deep that they figured out how to scam the system without getting caught in all these different departments. What if you got, because think about it. Let's say if I'm telling Dante Bumpkin is robbing Dante, would Dante get mad that I'm telling you Bumpkin is robbing you, or would Bumpkin get mad if he's robbing you? You get what I mean? Only the scammer's gonna get mad when they're getting yelled out for being scammed. Like, imagine that, because that's what they saying. Because if we allocate the money to where it's supposed to go and where it's not going, and we start fixing that, because we actually have proof. I know I'm about to get off topic, but it's part of the politics. Because we actually have video of Bernie Sanders talking about over 30,000 seniors get unalived every year waiting for their medical benefits, right? And he was throwing all this on Donald Trump's lawn. But Donald Trump ain't even been president for 90 days. So when we cry that we have a problem, what that means to fix it, we got to do something different. So what's been in place is the education system. What is different? By destroying it to create something new. You don't think so?
But what you just mentioned would require an education system. For example,
You're smart.
yeah. So what you just
I just knew that. No, you're the first person that caught on to that. You're smart. Got you.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. But yeah, everything you just mentioned there would require some form of education system, which would mean that we would still need a federal Department of Education at some level. We can discuss the how much oversight it would have, or how much policy making decisions it would have. But I think that everything that I've mentioned and everything that you have mentioned would require a federal Department of Education. We might have a disagreement on how overarching it should be, or maybe what spheres of academic pursuit it should focus on. But again, that's kind of tangential to the major question of should there be a Department of Education? And I think that everything that we have both said would require some level of Department of Education at the federal level.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe there is another step to this, but this just hasn't been revealed, because there's so much stuff happening right now. So what you don't know, and I'm glad Bumpkin didn't say nothing to you, is that my subscribers actually called me 5'5" Trump Jr. And I got AI of Elon Musk saying 5'5" Trump Jr. We call him that because that is his name. I should have made that my name right here, 5'5" Trump Jr. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
now, honestly, because everybody's like upset that because all right, if everything they're saying is true, that means that a lot of people that have been in these positions of power have been how do you say they've been messed with. Now that's not the right word I want to use. I'm losing the word. Damn it.
I
So
hate
when
when that
somebody gets
happens.
manipulated by money, he always
Corruption.
asked that how were these politicians' pockets before they got in place? Because if I could manipulate you with a big bag, I can always make you follow the orders. But if the bag is what's gonna fuel you, Elon Musk, that bag ain't gonna do nothing to him. He's already one of the richest. So this is why I think they don't want him. God, my guy, I feel like I'm talking too much.
You'd be surprised. So you're talking about corruption. So yes, in a generalized sense, it would seem to logically follow that those without money, or those with, let's say an average income starting point, uh, would be more susceptible to corruption because they're trying to make more money quick, right? Whereas people who already have money, well, they already have money, so why should they want more money? But when we see this empirically, when we basically put this to the test empirically, this is not in fact what we see. For example, look no further than like Wall Street. You have all these people who are, you know, trust fund billionaires or millionaires, or they manage whatever. What's the term I'm looking for? Um,
Other people's money.
This
yeah,
does lead into
yeah,
another question. If you want me to ask that
perfect.
question,
Sure, you can lead into the question.
yeah, yeah. All right. One of the other questions are: do you think Elon Musk's role in Doge creates a conflict of interest between private companies and the U.S. government?
Hmm. Uh,
Tough question.
Yes, it would probably create some sort of conflict of at least for certain companies, because the way that Doge could be used, and I haven't seen enough from Doge to really have an opinion, but the way it could be used is Musk could use it. I'm not saying he has used it this way, but he could use it to basically benefit himself. At the expense of the federal government, and even at the expense of other corporations. And I'm not saying he will use it this way or that he has used it this way, but it is a dangerous precedent to set for government, even if we
Hmm.
do agree with some of the things he's doing.
Right. Right. And by the way, just to remind the chat, this is the Colosseum. The StreamYard is pinned at the top of the live chat. If you want to get in on making some money in the debate, if you have any opposing views, hit the link.
Yeah, that's why I wrote that in the chat. Let's debate. I'm sorry, but this chronic got me coughing. Can you repeat the question, please?
No problem. No problem. 1 second. I'm just trying to spread this as much as possible. Yep. I said, do you think Elon Musk's role in Doge creates a conflict of interest between private companies and the U.S. government?
I don't see how. Because, like Trump said today, he voted against making electrical cars a mandate. Elon Musk wanted that. So he's showing you that even things that go against what he wants, he's not going to have a compromise, especially one to this point. Because, granted, the option would be there. You would think so. But even yesterday or today, Trump said that Elon Musk isn't getting paid nothing for this. He's just doing this to do it. He's not getting paid no money at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's going to happen on the back end? I don't know. But as of right now, he publicly said that he's not getting no income from anything he's doing. I even said that. It's like the last administration left people outer space. This dude went and got people, and other people are destroying his property. Like, who else was trying to go outer space, bro? And this is not in America. He's African American. Don't get it twisted. I don't care what his complexion is. That's an African American that's doing all that. Skin complexion is a different argument, evidently.
So I think it's almost more concerning that he's not getting paid any money to do any of his work in Doge, because then you have to ask, well, what is he getting out of this? Okay, so if he's not getting any money for his work, what is he getting out of this, right? Because if you look at any businessman, or really any person with a functioning brain, they're not going to do something unless they're getting something out of it, right? Either directly or indirectly, which means there's something that's not going on the direct paycheck from the government that he's getting out of this. The question is what, right? That's the $1 million question. So this could create a conflict of interest, absolutely, because he could use his new power in government to benefit himself at the expense of others. And Trump might not pass everything that Musk believes in. He might not even pass a majority of what Musk believes in. And this could be essentially chalked up to Trump's being a politician, right? So if you're a politician, you have to placate the electorate, right? Otherwise, you won't get elected. So if he and Musk were just like best buddies and he were to pass everything or just take all of Musk's advice at face value and just do whatever Musk wanted him to do, well, that would be great for Elon Musk and maybe his friends. It might not be so great for everyone else, and it might make any sort of future political endeavors for Trump or anyone associated with Trump more difficult. So he has to be Machiavellian about it. He has to essentially placate the mass, which is how politics works. The point is, Musk at the end of the day is still going to get something out of this.
I think right now, and this is going to sound crazy, but you're going to get this, Bumpkin. I've only said this on my channel and nobody else's. I think the best position to have in America, politically wise, is the position he's in right now. Because remember, he can never be a president. He can never be that. So if he's not politically aligned to any party, his intelligence, and if he makes the correct moves, if he make the correct moves at the right time, this position he has could be a lifelong position. It doesn't matter who's in president. So imagine the next president says he did such a great job. I'm gonna want you to do the same thing for me. Get what I'm. So now, how does he benefit? Easy. What comes along with that? Well, who's Elon Musk? Who is he? What did he invent? What is he doing? How can I help? Because you know how us Americans are. Especially if somebody's sacrificing for us that isn't even how can we help that? That's how the American public is. And like they said, everybody loved Elon Musk until he aligned himself with Donald Trump. Now, overnight, everybody unanimously hated him for the same exact reasons. They love him. It was some craziness. But sometimes, like what you're saying, maybe there is a little bit of that. Maybe it could be. Who knows what it could. Maybe some of these contracts. Prime example. He's not getting no money right now. One of the things that they want to do is have us procure, make our own electricity, not be so reliant on Canada. Who else would be the better one to do it than the number one person in electric cars type thing that we know of? We're not going to talk about that other company unless y'all want to. That's up to y'all. Bumpkin looking like he don't even know what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, I don't know what company you're talking about.
You serious? Yo, there's a car company out there that was his direct competitor that I don't even think they can compete over here, and they make electric cars that run like 5 times longer than his, that need way less power and go faster. I'm not lying to you. I did a whole live on it, bro.
What is it called?
I forget the name. Look it up on YouTube. They have videos of them on YouTube. You can literally write up Elon Musk competitor with electric cars. I think you could even do that one. But these are things that who knows, like he was trying to make these landing rockets. These are all future endeavors that he could probably benefit from. You get what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe right now. So Donald Trump wouldn't be lying at the moment when he says he's not getting paid to do the job. He wouldn't be lying. He's just not giving us the whole truth right.
It's delayed benefits. Essentially, he could maximize his benefits later, which could, significantly outweigh whatever cost in terms of time he's putting into his endeavors with Doge right now, which is what I think is happening, right? There's going to be some sort of delayed benefit, maybe not even that delayed, that Musk is going to get out of this, which is why he's doing it. Because ultimately, what are individuals driven by? What are people driven by? Generally speaking, wealth and power. And the reason they're driven by power is because it usually gets them some amount of wealth or social status, right? So he's driven by that. He wants to essentially secure a greater position of power and wealth, and even if he already has plenty, and even if you might think that this makes him less susceptible to corruption, I mean, look at pretty much any other wealthy magnate in existence. They're always pursuing more wealth. They're always pursuing an expansion of their interests, right? And I think this is no different in this case, right? In this case, we just have one of these guys who's buddied up to Trump, who's the president, and now because he's buddied up and because he's, within his own right, decently politically savvy, is now the head of a agency, I guess you could call it, in Doge, and will use it to further his own interests in the future.
So you think it's going to move away from the American interest to his own personal interests?
Yes, I think that, that's the nature of politics, fortunately or unfortunately. I think that in pretty much any society over the last X number of thousand years, really since the invention of agriculture, those with property, hence those that essentially control the state, are those that use the state and use the economy to further their own interests, often, the majority of the times, at the expense of everybody else. And I don't really have a moral problem with this because I don't really care. But it's, I think, just matter of fact, this is what happens. And as someone who is not in a position of status, I'm going to try to oppose them because it's in my personal interest to oppose them. Right. So it's just basic interest politics. If their interests are mutually exclusive with mine, then I'm going to be opposed to them, generally speaking. If their interests are congruent with mine, I'm going to be with them. In this case, those in the, what we could call the, I guess, capitalist class, if we want to call it that, their interests are generally opposed to mine. So I'm opposed to them.
See, I grew up super poor, so I'm always about the money.
That makes sense because it's within your interest. And
No,
there's
what
nothing
you
wrong.
said makes sense. Yep.
Yes, it does make sense because it's furthering your own interest, right? So I don't have anything personal. Like, unlike most people on the economic left, which, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm on the economic left. For me, it's really nothing personal. I have no personal animosity towards any of the capitalists. If I was in their position, I would do the exact same thing they're doing. The problem is I'm not in their position, and it's affecting me. So I want to further my own interest, right? Which I think is mutually exclusive with theirs. Which,
Your
if
American
anyone
right.
is honest about what they believe, if any person on the economic left or economic right was honest, they would admit what I just admitted there. It's all just interest politics. You're just pursuing your own interest and trying to expand your own interest. My interests happen to be different maybe than yours, and they might happen to be different than, well, they're certainly different than like Elon Musk or Donald Trump's, right? But I don't hate them for it. I don't have anything against them for it. It's just a matter of fact. It's the same way that we could say the interest of the wildebeest is different than the interest of the lion, right? The lion needs to eat and it eats wildebeest. The wildebeest wants to survive, so it runs away. It's really nothing personal. It's just nature.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, I don't have nothing personal with them because I don't know them. I don't know these people. But now, like I said, if what they're trying to do doesn't align with what I want, then I wouldn't be for their cause. But I can't have nothing because, like, let's say, excuse me, let's say a Democrat runs for office, right? And what he wants to do is gonna put, let's say if Trump's trying to get America to level 10. Let's say the Democrat comes in and he has a way to get us from level 10 to level 11. I'm with him. I'm not with the party. I'm not designated with the person. I'm more trying to figure out what we're trying to do. Now, if you're one of these people that been in the same position for 20 years, saying the same shit for 20 years, and it ain't, I don't believe you now. Because now, like a lot of Democrats are talking crazy about, our health care and all this. All right, we're not saying you're wrong, but what about a few months ago when your guy was in office? Why wasn't your guy taking care of that? Why is all this being thrown on the Republicans' lap that hasn't even been there 90 days, and you're talking like it's his fault? And why is your neck cracking like that, bro?
Sorry,
I heard
bro.
that shit go through my speakers, bro.
My bad.
I mean, I have an answer to the question you posed with why are they talking about this. It's not because the Democrats actually care about healthcare. It's because it's a talking point that can get them elected in the midterms and perhaps in the next presidential election and all the other elections that go along with it. Right. So this is how the two-party system works. So you have a party, generally speaking, that has preeminence for anywhere between usually 2 to 4 years.
Yep.
And by preeminence, I mean that they have the presidency
I know.
and they'll usually have one, sometimes both houses of Congress,
Yep.
right? So then, because of this, there are going to be some hot button issues that are caused by this. And the other side, like for example, right now, let's talk about healthcare. A lot of people are either struggling with healthcare or they don't have healthcare, right? Do the
At all.
Democrats actually want to solve this? No, right? Because that would hurt their donors. Their donors tend to be very wealthy people, and who'd be paying for it? The wealthy people who are also their donors. So they're not actually going to try to implement this, but they're going to essentially dangle the carrot in front of everyone's eyes, and basically whisper sweet nothings into their ears to get the votes rolling in. When the next election cycle comes up, and likewise with the Republicans, they do the same thing on different issues. We could talk about abortion, we could talk about gun control, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But each party has its own role to play in essentially keeping the system in place. Like the parties themselves really are not autonomous actors. The parties themselves and the politicians within these parties are controlled by their donors. Their donors, generally speaking, have common interests. That is to maintain our economic and political system, to maintain their wealth, and to basically placate the masses into keeping the system the way it is because it's obviously beneficial to them, right? So when one party takes control off of popular sentiment, as I said earlier, the hot button issues will come up, and then the whole political paradigm shifts to those issues. And basically, this creates this illusion of choice in American politics. We think we have a choice. We think we can change things, when really in the vast majority of cases, we can't and we don't.
We have another panelist. Boom,
Welcome up.
boom.
Hold up. Wait. Before you bring the panelists up, do me a favor. Everybody who's watching this live right now, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, share this out. You see there's a little arrow up there. Share this out to all your social media platforms. Put this on your Facebook, your IG, your Twitter. Share this out. Let everybody know that you need to come in here and hit that like button. My bad, Bumpkin.
Thank you. Welcome to the panel, Orthodox Guy. How's it going, man?
Tired. What?
You tired? Now
Big
you're
munching, bro. I ain't ate all day. I left. I had to go move a camper.
Yeah.
It turned into an all day thing. I'm tired of the motherfucker. What y'all? 5 5. What's up, bro?
I was wondering when you go, no, this was popping, my guy.
What's up, boy?
What's up,
You
Jen?
know, Bumpkin actually got me to do what a couple people have been trying to get me to do, and I just ain't been wanting to do it. But you know, it seemed like my people got some wild negative aroma or aura around Bumpkin, and we killing all of that, bro.
I don't know. They
Man.
don't like me. I don't know.
When they see me up here, they're gonna say, "Hold on, wait, what?"
You
Don't
know
make me
what?
put up my flag, bro.
You know what? I
Chicken
invited
butt.
5/5, right? I specifically went over to heavily FBA areas. I invited them over. They didn't show up. They haven't shown up yet. Just saying.
FBA?
Yeah. Do you know what FBA is?
No.
Where the
Found
black
it.
women at?
Yo, I just found that out like 60 days ago. I'd never heard of that before.
Yeah.
60 days ago.
Foundational Black Americans.
Oh
So
yeah,
they-
foundational. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they genuinely take two routes, right? The logical one, we're like, okay, we are foundationally, from this soil for 300 years. We're Americans. That's fine, absolutely. Then you have the Tariq Nasheed types that are like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. We were the original Native Americans, and that's where
was, bruh.
we was, yeah, and that's where you lost me. Brett, the panel link is up there. Hit it.
Yeah, I was just writing in the chat. Brett, pull up, Brett. Now that's an arguer. He might turn a I'm gonna make you aware right now. Brett will do all of that, and then at the end he'll go against all of us because we're Americans and he's not. So just know when Brett come up here, it doesn't matter whose side he on. That's the real op. You better hit that link and stand up for yourself, Brett.
Exactly. So
Hey,
What's up?
lawyer chick. Oh, I'm
What's
sorry,
up,
my
lawyer
bad.
chick?
Let me.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. What's up, lawyer chick? How's it going? Panel link is open. I'm gonna just go through the two questions we've said. Do you agree with Donald Trump's decision to dismantle the Department of Education? And do you think Elon Musk's role in Doge creates a conflict of interest between private companies and the U.S. government? Orthodox guy, would you like to tackle either of
Well,
those?
wait. Before Orthodox guy go, just for the audience that's watching, me and Dante answer both of those questions. Is I'm not keeping score, but I'm 2, Dante 0. Go ahead, Orthodox guy. You got
Hey,
it.
I don't know
that's
about
up.
I
that one.
like
That's
that
I
energy.
don't
He
know
was
about
born for
that
this.
one.
He was
I
born for
don't know
this.
about
that's
that.
up to the audience to decide at the end of the night. That's what that's up to.
All right, so look, the way I see it, right? The Department of Education thing is kind of a dumb argument all the way around because what is kicking it back to the states gonna do at the end of the
Agreed.
day? It's not gonna change the people that are taking the tests. It's not gonna change all this stuff that is wrong with our public education right now. Um, I understand why people want it to be a states issue because there are certain things that states are supposed to handle due to the Constitution, the way our government is set up, and that technically is one of the things. But we are also a nation state that is made up of 50 states, and we have to have some type of regulatory committee or something that is handling the standards for education and even like stuff like medical standards and insurance standards across state lines. And I mean, at the end of the day, somebody who's had to move states in high school, even with the Department of Education, those standards still aren't being met. Because when I was in 11th grade, I got kicked back down to being a freshman because my credits were not interchangeable. So I mean, I don't know. I think the Department of Education is kind of a waste of time in general, and it just needs to be, instead of being dismantled and done away with, it needs to be reformed. Um, as far as the Doge thing goes, I mean, obviously it's a conflict of interest if he is not an elected official or an actually appointed bureaucrat, because at any time he could find where Tesla or Starlink or any of his companies or any of his friends' companies are being sent money and just decide that that doesn't need to be cut. That's always a thing that could happen, and that like just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean there isn't a conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it kind of is, but I like what Doge is doing by and far. So I'm not gonna step on his toes.
I'm gonna make you guys aware before we keep going with this. Trump is my dad, and Elon Musk, I'm his best friend. I have them on my videos on my channel saying that he's my best friend, and Trump is calling me his. So if you guys keep attacking my family, it's gonna be a problem. There's no wrong that Trump or Elon Musk could do. What are we talking about? Laugh, our people laugh.
He's choosing to be the heel. He's choosing to be the heel of the entire night. That's okay.
No.
That's
But
all
now,
right.
seriously, did you notice that the dude's been so great to the American people, right? Once he tries to help us, now his systems and databases and websites are being hacked, his businesses are being destroyed, his stock prices are going down. Everything is going down because he's trying to help us. You
Well,
guys don't.
even the people that have bought his products, their vehicles are getting attacked.
Yeah, don't try to help out now. Don't come on this side. Stay on that side. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah. No, literally, that was my face. Like, what?
Like, no, so this is
Look,
a debate channel, so I'm fine. I'm debating with everybody.
DT is only okay when I do. People who are in ideologies I agree with. All right.
All
But
right.
no,
Go ahead.
I got a question for the panel. I'm gonna pull a co-host. I'm gonna pull co-host. Since we were talking about Trump, I'm iffy on this one, right?
As they should.
Um, how do y'all feel about the starting? Because Trump is now starting his deportations. 500,000 people, some of which are in various stages of having their citizenship. are being deported or having citizenship revoked and being deported because the Biden administration they kind of fast tracked them, and Trump doesn't agree with that. And that, to me personally, as much as I want immigration as close to zero as possible, it sets a very bad precedent. Because if you just start revoking people's citizenship because you don't like how they got it, it sets a very bad precedent. What do y'all think?
I'm not sure I can agree. I think that in a case where you were in the country illegally and then were in the process of obtaining it, however
Wait,
far
wait,
along
wait,
you
wait.
were.
Specifically, what I'm talking about, these people were not here illegally.
Okay, so what was their conditions? What were their circumstances?
I'm not exactly sure.
Were
It was
they
some
like
special. It was some
work
special.
visa?
It was some special provisions under the Biden administration.
So maybe are you
Well,
specific? I
then
just
there's the problem. If there's special provisions under the Biden administration, once you have a change in administration, the new administration can just revoke those, which I don't really have much of a problem with. It's how the government is set up, like it or not, and it's serving my
Even their
interest.
citizenship.
Yes, because it's serving my interest. It's Machiavellian. I agree with what is being done. So even if whatever morally, which I wouldn't even subscribe to, but even if we were to presuppose some sort of like moral framework, if it's fulfilling what I perceive as my interest, I don't really care.
did is this true? I'm gonna look this up.
I'll research it while you're hosting. I
Yeah,
got you.
research it for me, please. If
It
that's
says he's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, so you can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be on a news station if anything.
that ain't real, bruh. No way.
no way, no way Iran just declared war on us.
Yeah,
That'd be
bruh.
crazy.
In the middle of a
Well,
bunker.
honestly, can I say some wild shit? Because Trump is my dad. What's that? The third time this week? That's like somebody acting like they're gonna do something but never do. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing nothing. I just looked up Iran and then clicked on the news tab. Nothing.
Yeah, they're nah. It's not real.
They're
The tensions are high, and their militants are bombing are bombing ships or trying to bomb ships in retaliation for the stuff with the Houthis. But that's been an ongoing thing.
Yeah, that's
But
been
if he
ongoing.
said he just seen that on live, that's a great top. Remember when I told you about getting the attention? That's a great way to get people to click that link to get them to come on the channel.
Someone said I believe everything I see on YouTube. True.
YouTube is the new
You do get
You
better.
want to hear
news.
some crazy shit? Oh, I'm sorry, God.
No, that's it.
So as maybe my age is showing, even though my birthday is our reciprocal tariff day, that's my birthday. I'm not even joking. That is my birthday. I swear to God, it's my birthday. April 2nd is my birthday. I turned 45 on that day. But maybe my age is showing. But when I was young, everything outside of cartoons and obviously movies, everything else was like a fact on TV. There wasn't that much entertainment. Now there's more entertainment than facts. A lot of the time when you were turning on the radio like before TV, it was for like stuff that were facts, like sports. These are all things that were happening. You didn't really get too much entertainment. Now everything is entertainment. You got to shift through to find facts. That's just to go with everything I believe on YouTube. That's to go with that. That's
that is fair. That is fair. That is fair.
But now, what you think about the question, Orthodox guy? Because I am 2-0. I have a lot. Dante started to agree with me and everything on one of
Wait a
those.
minute. I think that's got a little
Wait,
bit more
what
there.
question?
Yeah, you already forgot the question Bumpkin asked, bro.
No, I asked the question.
Yeah, he asked a question and then you said after I spoke, well, I got a question to follow up with. You didn't even answer. Bumpkin, ask the questions again,
No,
please.
I answered the
The two questions.
question.
Yeah, he answered them.
Yeah, I answered both of
He
them.
answered him. He
Okay.
answered him. What was your question again, Orthodox?
So basically, I don't remember what the special provision was. I heard about it yesterday or the day before. Under in their blanket, it's a blanket term. Special reasons under the Biden administration, people were granted asylum, and I believe citizenship. And there are various states of getting that citizenship, and they're like all 500,000 plus are being deported, and even if they have citizenship, it's being revoked.
When's that happening?
And that's already happening.
Damn. I'm going to be worked to the bone at work. Oh, great. Great. That's awesome.
So my question is, how do y'all feel it? Because as much as I want immigration to be as close to zero, I do feel like it sets a bad precedent to revoke citizenship and to take away citizenship from American citizens.
Well, this does lead into a question. Your question would lead into a general topic question, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So, should the U.S. ban or outlaw or change birthright citizenship?
Yes.
Yeah, they should.
It should at minimum be reformed. I ain't even gonna say minimum. I think it should be reformed. I think it should specifically say birthright citizenships are only for American citizens.
So look, I think this is our response because she's an actual lawyer. That's why I kind of wanted her to hit the panel. She goes, they're called temporary status. I guess that's the label they were given while they were going through the process. And maybe their status wasn't temporary no more. It became get them out of here status.
Yeah, Homeland Security revokes temporary status of 532,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans.
That's crazy. She set you up to say that word, bro.
Yeah,
Somebody slows that shit down, you're done.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, if they weren't citizens, and the fucking people that were reporting that they were citizens are lying, then fuck them. They aren't citizens. I don't care.
There we go.
Your temporary is over. See, so I'm the first one born here from Puerto Rico, so I'm not worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer in this, bro. If you came here illegally, right? I don't care if you're breaking the law or no. I feel like you need to step back because what about the people that are actually going through that process in the way that they're supposed to go through it? Like I told people all the time, like I don't know what the process is. I don't know if you can apply for your citizenship and wait at home, or do you apply for it when you cross over? Like how does that work? And if you know that you're not doing it the way you're supposed to be, you're the one that's cutting the line in essence. It's like if you're trying to cash out at the store and you got one person trying to cut the line and they're pushing him to the back of the line and he's complaining that he's getting pushed to the back of the line when if you didn't cut to begin with, your ass won't be getting pushed back there to begin. Am I wrong or am I tripping?
The analogy makes sense.
You're absolutely right. And the reason, like my stance on the reason I like the Trump, the reason I do is I don't like Trump by and large. But
hey, that's my dad. Watch it.
But the one thing I do like is his immigration plans, and like the gold card immigration thing. I like that because that creates jobs, and the whole purpose of it is to get people to come in and invest into the U.S., creating businesses which employ Americans. My biggest issue with immigration, I think legal and illegal is pretty much the same. The way because we don't know how many illegal immigrants we're taking in, but we are taking in over 1 million legal immigrants a year. And like every year, there's only like up between 100 and 400,000 jobs created.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So
it also decreases the price of labor.
Yeah,
so it's going to cut into your wages.
I was actually talking to the person I was helping move today, and the person. We were talking about this subject actually, and that person is an extreme leftist. It also happens to be a young woman, but one thing that we agreed on is the way that modern immigration is handled is even if it was 100% legal and it was asylum seekers and we were to bring in all these people and make them citizens and sing hunky-dory, it's done as a form of modern slavery to lower cheap labor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, historically, the left was opposed to immigration. I mean, the 1924 Immigration Act, which was really large in restricting immigration, it banned most immigration from East Asia, and it also put quotas on immigration from Southern and Eastern Europe. Uh, this was pushed for by trade unions, by left-wing socialist organizations. It's also pushed for by the Klan, which is kind of interesting. So the Klan and left-wing organizations work together to pass an anti-immigration act. But yeah, historically, the left has been very opposed to immigration, and it's kind of strange that in the last 50 years they've kind of done an about face on this.
Yeah. So, and everyone agrees that birthright citizenship should be banned.
I mean, like the spirit of the law was that it was for freed slaves. It was never meant to be you can be a pregnant Chinese woman and come over and pop that baby out and be here.
And then that baby has citizenship. Yeah.
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 So now, what if I give you an example? What if a woman comes over here 8.5 months pregnant, whatever it is, she hits the soil, has a baby, right? Now what? If she gets deported, what, the baby stays?
That's the conundrum.
You get what I mean? Like, what
Because
you gonna say? Oh, you get, and now what if now she automatically gets citizenship because she's the mom? Like, it's a whole, now all that whole scenario is just gonna clog up the process for people that are actually trying to do it the correct way.
well, see, here's the issue. Because I was watching Tim Pool, where I heard about the people that I mentioned earlier, the temporary status people. There was also the issue where the left was screaming, "They're deporting Americans! They're deporting Americans!" Or "They're deporting American children," is what they said,
Okay.
and it's because the family had this option: you can be deported and your children be a ward of the state, or we can send y'all all home.
Yeah.
And that's kind of. I mean, I'd go with the second one. I think their families, their kids can go too.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
were complaining about my bad. Go ahead, Dante.
No, I just agreeing with him.
Right, because people were complaining about separating families and breaking them up. Okay, so if you got a problem with us separating families, we're gonna make it a way where we can deport the whole family. Now you got a problem with that too. And yeah, my bad. I said that the wrong way. I meant migrants that were here to work instead of just. I said the same shit. That Clone is right on that. It's kind of redundant.
Well,
It's okay.
Brett, first off, no, because there was no nation state when
Indigenous
indigenous people were here.
to
Oh,
deport.
no,
I
no,
don't. I
no,
don't think you want to have
no.
that
Oh
argument.
snap! So he's a Canadian. So he's gonna come at it from a Canadian point on everything.
Listen,
It doesn't
listen,
matter.
listen. Debate with each other. If
Hit
you
that panel.
don't, if he wants to really debate, he'll refuel and he'll hit that panel link.
Hit that
We don't
panel.
have to, we don't debate from someone that's in the side chat. It's okay.
Unless
It's all right.
unless it's 5/5. If it's 5/5, Trump Jr. You better.
You're gonna ego yourself this entire thing, aren't you?
But nah, seriously, because I think this is one of them topics where there's no right or wrong way. Because people are always, everybody always has a oh, why is he doing this, why is he doing that, right? So I'll give you an example. My state was one of the first places that I know of that were giving illegal immigrants, non-citizens, right, they was giving them a license so they could open up a bank account to go get a job and so they could vote, not to pay taxes, not to pay none of that. So they were giving illegal immigrants licenses and ID so they can vote and starting to get a bank account with. And they have, so what started happening was that a lot of companies were paying these immigrants lower wages than what they would pay Americans. That's what was happening in my state. There were a lot of people but you can't. So now let's say you work for a warehouse. That warehouse is going to lay you off, do whatever, and now hire someone else and probably pay them maybe 30, 40% of what they're paying you on some wild shit. I'm not even joking. This is literally what, and now the unemployment rate is skyrocketing. Now that
Hmm.
job isn't there anymore. So now remember, everything is the position, you pay a certain amount of taxes every year. So now you're taking that money out of the income system and then you're putting somebody on unemployment, which is taken away from the system more. These are just one of the things that happen when the illegals are here. Because now, what about the ones that can't find a job? Now they're going to end up resulting in breaking the law. Now they might be breaking into your house, harming you. These are all the different ways how it affects the American system in the negative form. What do you guys think?
I mean, yes, there's not really
By and
a
large, I
positive
agree.
outcome.
Y'all can't keep agreeing with me. See, Bumpy, I'm about to be 3
We'll
and 0,
move on.
bro.
We'll move on to the next
Look,
question.
I mean, I don't think this is a very contentious topic considering the panel.
3 and 0, bro.
Yeah. All right.
1 and 2.
Should
1 and 2,
should the U.S. have a national religion?
No.
Where's the American freedom? You see, why you gonna ask? Okay, now you're asking the wrong group of questions. The wrong group that question.
No one national religion? Orthodox guy, what do you think about this?
Give me 1 second. I'm talking to Drew. I'll answer
That
that. Just
means no. Because that,
I knew Dante was gonna say no to that. Sorry about that. I knew Dante was gonna say no to that. I knew that was gonna be a hard no by him because he's an agnostic. He's would I say agnostic, Dante, or is
Sure.
it? Is
We
it
we use the term atheist, agnostic, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't debate. Right, I debate plenty on other panels or on solo shows. I do.
I've never seen that.
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
I've never seen you get red. I've never heard you talk louder than this ever. You're always just like this.
That's not true. That's not true. I was screaming at Brett on your panel.
No. That was different. That was my panel was just loud. It was a lot going on that day. A lot of them people didn't like being on the up and down street, so they were acting like fussy little kids. That's what they were doing. Lawyer Chick hit that panel. She talking about what if they come for Lawyer Chick, and if they don't let me go to court first, no due process, and simply slippery. So what are you saying, Lawyer Chick? That your parents are immigrants?
Lawyer Chick, come up on panel. You got this.
Look, she put the smiley face instead of hitting that. The link is definitely pinned. What do you say, Black Ginger? I'm an American, but I can become Indian tomorrow by visiting and voting in their elections. What?
I think it's a question. He said, I am an American. Can I become Indian tomorrow by visiting?
Oh, shit. I didn't see that comment. My bad. The whole ghetto in me was showing.
It's okay.
My bad. No, trust me, bro. I ain't got no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I know it's a lot of the times I'll know what I did wrong and just on that ghetto shit. We blow through red lights. Pause. We take red lights with us, bro.
all right.
You can't keep yawning.
On the question of a state religion, all right. It's a very difficult one because separation of church and state, it gets argued really retardedly in the modern world. What the founders intended, the letter of that was that no one religion, you can't be forced into following another religion.
Finish your point, and then we're going to bring up another panelist.
You couldn't be forced into following another religion. So, like, I feel like it would be difficult to have a state religion, but could religious protection and recognizing that our nation is founded off certain religious laws and religious beliefs, could that work? Yeah, but it would be something that was uniquely American, not necessarily a state religion. Because like that it comes to a question, what would it be? Would it be Islam? Would it be Protestant? Would it be evangelicalism? Would it be Orthodoxy? Would it be Catholicism?
Likely, if we were in America, it'd be some sort of like Protestant American denomination, like broadly Protestant.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like which one? Like Pentecostal, Lutheranism?
Yeah, I mean it's not possible to have a national religion in the U.S. Yo, what's up, Andre?
What's good, brother? What's good? Holy shit!
What's up, Andre?
What's good, man? It's good to be up here. It's good to be up.
Let's go, man.
Have you been watching it all?
Salute, Andre.
Yeah, I've been
salute.
watching.
You've been watching?
So I got a question, Andre. Am I not 3-0 right now, Andre? Have you been watching?
I really don't know. I really don't know if you're 3-0. I really don't care either.
Oh, you came up here to fight? Is that it, Andre? You came up here to fight? So
conversation.
The conversation right now was on a national religion.
on national religion.
So, like, should the U.S. have a national religion? Like, should the U.S. go out and say that the national religion of the United States is, let's say, Christianity?
No, it's retarded. It's not going to happen.
Let's go, Andre. You're with me. Let's go.
It's
Let's
retarded.
go.
Anybody advocating for that is fucking retarded. We live in America. I mean, it's like the same thing with the race shit. It's not going to happen. We live in America, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's no mechanism by which we could bring about a national religion. Let's say we were to make it Christianity. The point that Orthodox guy brought up is excellent, right? Because which one? If we just go with Christianity, let's go with one simple. All right, which denomination are we going to go? Catholic, Orthodox, and if we want to say some sort of American Protestantism, there's like a billion of those, right? And they all hate each other. So I've met people who say we should just have like a broadly Christian national religion. It's like, well, then you're going to come up with the same problems that, you know, Europe faced in the early modern period of people starting to freak out over which way to interpret which religious scriptures is actually accurate and how that should be applied to law, and if this decree from the 13th century should be implemented or not. There's going to be a bunch of different fucking issues when you add in a broad religion like Christianity. You'd essentially need to have such a homogenous religious society where you need essentially like 99% of the population to be Catholic or to be Orthodox or to be like Baptist for a national religion to actually cohesively work.
It would be some weird bastardized form of evangelicism if it were to happen.
Agreed.
That would be objectively worse for everyone.
I think the only way to do that, the only way that would actually work, is to implement a religion that don't nobody want to have an adverse effect that make everybody go the other way.
Pastafarianism.
Yeah, you may have to do some shit like that. I mean, but other than that, we're Americans. A lot of us can't even agree on the same sport is the best. So that's not gonna. I don't even think that has a shot in any type of. I don't think that'll ever happen.
Okay. Next question. Right? Should the United States have a national language?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it should be English.
Yeah, English.
I think it should be American because we're America. This ain't England.
Like the American dialect of English.
Yeah, but American.
There should be a national language. It should be English. And
but wait, do you know why he did that though? Right? You know why he did that, right? Now for translators, that's part of it now. If you make English the American language, now everybody has to learn English. Now making that was going to be implemented now. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna be in the schools. That's gonna be everywhere. You're gonna have to learn English for the people who don't know.
The annoying issue with that is going to be if the official language stays, when the leftists get back into power, they're going to try to create multiple official languages like Spanish or anything else that they can do to destabilize the culture further.
No, they won't. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous to even say the left is going to do it. The left isn't as radical and as retarded as many people think. I mean, this is the problem with people on the right. We think like the left is this evil boogeyman. Oh my goodness, the left is going to do these horrible things to the country. No, most left-leaning people, they don't even want that. Now, are they accepting of all these people coming over here and having a different culture? Yeah, it's a big problem with the left. The most left-leaning people are fucking weak. They don't really have an identity. They're not really firm in their beliefs. But yeah, you even call them left-leaning because, you know, we're going to go. I already know where you're going with that. But yeah, it's ridiculous even to make that point that they're going to do that shit. It's just more fear-mongering for people on the right that really don't have any understanding of politics.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, I mean, how many... They've argued these topics in the past.
Who has argued these topics? Yeah, who was these people who've argued these topics? Some random fucking anon on the internet?
No, whenever the debate and discussion was held on
which debate?
The Talking Heads and
which Talking Heads? Which Talking Heads? What years? How many years ago? When?
Well, Fox had the debate back in 2012.
In 2012? Oh my goodness, it's 2025, dude.
And between who? Who are we classifying?
I don't recall. We can Google. We can do a quick Google search.
So hold on. So how are you going to make a claim? You're sitting here saying this, right? And you believe in it. and you don't even know what you believe in. This is the problem of many people on the right have. If you're gonna know something and have an opinion on something, fucking be firm in that belief and come with some fucking facts. This is the problem with left, right, American doesn't really matter. This is the problem for white people.
Let's roll it back. Let's roll it back.
Well, we gotta roll it back. I think that was a fair point to you.
How are we going to define
I
left?
think he's doing a great job with the debating.
Yeah.
Shit, he came in hot, bro.
Yeah, we don't need to roll it back. I thought this was a debate, not a we're gonna hold hands. I think it's a fair point to even go.
All I was trying to do is, for the audience purposes, roll back and make the claim again, because I missed it.
Okay,
and I'm the host, so that's all I was saying.
That's true. Go ahead.
Orthodox guy, what was the claim?
I said the potential issue with having an official language in the U.S. because so many Americans and so many new citizens speak Spanish that the left would attempt to create a multiple official language system.
So
that was what I said.
All right. So what is the left?
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this shit.
Well, don't make the claim then. Don't sit back and say it's the left. You could say that certain people within power, I can agree. There are some people within the elite. There's always different factions within Washington, within academia, wherever. They can be vying for certain things, pushing for certain things, but don't say that it's the left. I don't think much left-leaning people would even agree with that. Are they? Oh, we should allow these people to come over here and to speak their language. Yeah, fine, they probably do that, but they're not going to push for a multiple system. I don't think that's something that's even realistic here in this country, because most people are going to learn the language English. Majority of the country speaks English.
There you go.
Yeah. Every single cop that pulls you over, he's talking to you in English.
Yeah, that's not going to change.
Judge has English. When you go into the store, that's mind you. When I tell you I'm the first one born here, I'm not lying. This flag is not a troll. I am Puerto Rican. I had to learn English, and my household is Spanish. My household, the TV's in Spanish, everything is in Spanish, but my household isn't America. You know what I mean? In the school systems, it's English. It's English. Everything is English. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I speak English without a you can't really tell my Spanish kicks out. Sometimes it do. Once in a blue, I'll say shit backwards. You know what I mean? The shit don't want to come out right because my Puerto Rican will be showing. But nevertheless, when you go to book your flight, it's in English. When you're in front of a court, when you're in front of the judge, they ask you for a translator. You know why? Because it's in English.
Yeah. And not even that. Let's go to this, right? We've seen this throughout American history. A lot of immigrant families, they tell their kids, they have kids, you're going to learn English. I know this is very common among Italian families. I have this conversation with a lot of people. Yeah, you're going to learn English. We may speak Italian, we may speak our language, but you're going to go to school and learn English. You see this with Hispanic families a lot. Even, serving in the military, had the same thing with people. Yeah, they grew up in a very Spanish-speaking household, but guess what? They went to school and they learned English. There was only one guy I met. He was from Puerto Rico. What was his name? Great dude. Loved him. I was the first American he ever spoke to. And we were sitting there in formation and we're like scared as shit. I'm like, you want to be my battle buddy? He's like, okay. It was so funny. He learned English throughout that entire time we was in basic training. He had never been an American. His English was very poor. By the time we got to the division, he was great. Cool dude.
Okay. Cool dude. Next question.
Vega.
I hope he knows that everybody that dude talked to in Puerto Rico is an American too.
Yeah.
I hope he knows that. Like,
American.
Yeah. I hope he knows.
That goes into the next question. Right. Should the U.S. make Puerto Rico a U.S. state or give them independence?
Honestly, I think it should be a U.S. state at this point. I hear the independence argument. I know that's something I hear a lot of people. I think it should be a U.S. state. I think there's a you don't think so? 5/5? You don't think so?
Hell no. That's all right. This is the best point I could give every Puerto Rican that thinks that. If you want us to have our independence, we would look something maybe like the DR. Maybe. Everybody who's talking to you about that they want our independence, they're talking to you from the reciprocation of the benefits of being an American. That's what they're talking to you of. They've already reaped the benefits of what our forefathers saw. They seen that. That's why a lot of people don't realize the actual dislike of a lot of other islands. This is all right. I'm gonna give y'all a little quick lesson. This is why we don't fall under the Spanish moniker. That's why we don't fall under that Latino stuff. Because all them places you're talking about, none of those are American territory. They're not. We're American. That's why we don't fall under those. We're American. Our actual island was called Borique. This is not our flag. We did this flag to commemorate us and America together. That's why it's them colors. You know what I'm saying? So now every person that's like, oh, we want our independence. You don't even know what that looked like. Go to the DR. That's an independent. That's what that looks like, bro. You know what I mean? We don't want that. We don't want that, bro. There's still places out there in the DR that they don't have shoes. We don't want that. The same person that's talking to you is talking to you with a MacBook that got their job and probably their car house. That they're not gonna have that in the DR, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. So maybe the state.
So you're saying no independence?
No independence. That's no, not now. How we've been reaping up the benefits of what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense.
What's the use case for it from the American perspective, remaining a territory? I'm curious. Like from the non-Puerto Rican perspective. Your mic is off.
I thought you said at the end, from the non-Puerto Rican perspective.
Yeah. So what's like the use case for Puerto Rico remaining part of the United States if you're not Puerto Rican?
Well, remember our actual name was Borique. The whole island changed the name. Everything was changed.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
get what I'm saying?
you know, so use case I'm referring to was what do like okay, I'm a white American, right? So what do I get out of Puerto Rico remaining a U.S. State or U.S. territory? Excuse me.
Well, now you actually there's a whole lot of white Americans buying up property over there. To be honest with you, they're calling it what's called over here gentrifying. That's starting to happen over there now. It really is. That's a real thing. And but and their properties, but there's people advocating. There's the weird shit. You get people over there advocating for us to go over there and buy land, right? But then over there they're complaining that people are buying land, right? But somebody got to be selling the land for you to buy it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm feeling like. What? That shit don't make sense.
So you don't want any independence. You agree with just remaining a territory?
Because the way we are, if we were independent from the beginning, we would look like the DR. That's like if me and Andrew we strike a deal, right? And then 10 years later, after I'm full flourish, I'm at my best. Now I'm like, I don't need you no more, bro. Let me be about myself. That's what that's like today. You know what I mean? Because all of our jobs, a lot of our countrymen, that when they made this agreement, they knew that this island was going to get so small that we're not going to have enough jobs for all the people. That's what's happening in DR. There's more people than income opportunities. You get what I mean? Like, you could put Puerto Rico into Texas a whole shitload of times. That's just Texas. You know what I mean? All the jobs that are in Texas, never mind the other 49 states. There's a lot more opportunity here. Now that we benefit from that, now we're like, oh, leave us be. Well, you should have, what? You get that doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe also, we do have a military base in Puerto Rico. It's I think Fort Buchanan, if I'm not mistaken.
That's part of how we became. That's what happened. We agreed to let the military base come there, and we agreed to be part of America, and all the other islands said no. That's why they need green cards, and we don't. And that's why deep down, a lot of them don't like us, and they're jealous because, oh, they think they're better than us. No, our forefathers just seen a better future than your forefathers did. And now you're hating me because of decisions they made, and I don't even know them. What the hell's going on? I'm judging you up for you.
I wouldn't mind Cuba becoming a territory. I wouldn't mind that. Or even the DR or Haiti, it becomes a territory.
I was trying to create the golden circle.
Shut the fuck up. I'm just saying. I think I wouldn't mind it. You know,
what's next? Are we going to take Mexico, Andre?
You feel
Commander Andre? Are you going to lead the troops down?
Commander Andre, shut the fuck up.
I mean, that's a question that I've posed in the past. Should America annex Canada and Mexico?
I think I would agree with it if Commander Andre leads the troops into battle.
Holy
I think
shit.
I would willingly follow.
Commander Andre of New Frontier. Shut up.
Commander Andre of New Frontier.
You ain't me gonna love my country, my nation.
Yeah, I love my country and my nation. And after we conquer Mexico, he's gonna be like, Dante, you did excellently.
No, bro, we gotta do the what was the one for Bumpkin? What was the one?
You call me bumpkin because I
I
like my
love my
bar,
bar and my grill.
True, man. He likes his bar.
Hey, yo,
and his grill,
honestly,
bro.
Bumpkin, can I say something back what you just asked, bro? Because you got
Sure, go
really
ahead.
my mind on this. You want to be real? All this shit started because we actually had a Puerto Rican Day parade in New York a couple years back. And a lot of people didn't know that the color phrase was different. Everything was black and red. Because the number one vocal person that wanted Puerto Rico to keep its independence had been in prison under a political prisoner almost 20, 30 years, and he got released. And they made the whole Puerto Rican Day parade and they commemorated it to him, and it was all black and red, right? And a lot of my fathers, my uncles, all the people older than me, they all hated this dude, and I didn't understand why. I'm like, but why do you hate this dude? And then they broke it down to me how he didn't want us to be Americans, how he wanted us to keep our independence and not be part of the American soil. We wouldn't be where we were at now as a nation, as an island, he said. The opportunity wouldn't be there. And now you're like, let's get rid of Canada and let's get rid of Mexico. That's what we're doing?
I
I
mean,
mean,
shit, man.
that was what the question
Land
was.
good.
Like I said, you know my opinions on these things. I don't debate. I have to moderate.
Well, can we get some other voices? We got all these people on the panel. Can we get some other?
No,
I
no,
mean,
we
I
need
think
Brett. I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna give you a fair warning again. When Brett kicks that link, he might agree with some of us sometime, but just remember by the end, he's gonna bang on all of our sets. Pause, because he's Canadian and we're American. At the end, just remember he the op, and he's gonna show you that he is before he leaves. I promise you. You're gonna hear some, but you Americans at some point. That's all of us, bro. He's done it. I'm telling you. But yeah, you got to ask questions that we're not going to get along with. No Canada yet.
Well, we had one and we moved on from it. So
World too quick. We had two. We had one where Andre was going in just now, and he
yeah.
shut it down.
Are
Andre,
tariffs a net positive or negative for the United States economy?
Positive tariff scare and tariff hysteria is a negative, but tariffs themselves are fine. Because there's some really bad arguments against tariffs. The general argument will go like, well, if we're going to put tariffs on X commodity, then if a U.S. company has to buy them, they're going to like mark up the profits according to the extra expense because of the tariff. But that's not actually how pricing works. Pricing, it's done a priori, right? So they will basically take the aggregate amount of value or how much they put in to create a given commodity and then do a basic profit markup. And when you have tariffs, we can see this empirically. I can send some studies later, but we see this empirically. When you actually have tariffs sent, you don't generally have, in the vast majority of cases, a change in pricing. Usually companies will eat it in profit. And the reason they eat it in profit, which is kind of weird to say, like, why wouldn't companies, if they're spending more on commodities, mark it up in profit or or raise the prices to maintain their profit? And there's a very simple reason. Let's say you have like 3 companies in a given market, right? And let's say 2 of them raise the prices in response to tariffs. So good for them, right? And let's say that one company says, no, we're going to eat it in profit. We're going to keep prices the same and we're going to make less profit. Well, who's going to do better in the long term? Well, consumers are going to look at, well, they're pretty much giving us the same commodity for a stable, cheaper price, and they're going to buy from them. So companies, they're smart about this. They know that long term, it's better to keep prices stable. So in the vast majority of cases, tariffs do not have a direct effect on pricing because remember, pricing is usually done before you do any sort of it's done before the tariffs would even come into account, right? The only time that you would have there are 2 instances where you'd have a commodity go up in price directly because of tariffs. And these 2 cases are either what we see now with tariff hysteria. Basically, there's this hysteria around tariffs, so people expect a price markup. So companies realize that, okay, we can kind of get away if we all kind of collectively agree that we're going to mark up our prices. We can get away with it, and people will just blame it on tariffs, even though that's not the case. It's more due to backroom dealing than it is due to the tariffs themselves. Or you'll have a case where, let's say,
you have a tariff, and then the thing that you're putting tariffs on just like the production of it plummets to such a degree where it becomes so expensive to where selling the commodity that you're making from the product, from the raw materials you're putting tariffs on, is no longer profitable at the rate of expense, in which case you would need a commodity write-up.
Anyone disagree?
Wait, do you disagree?
Do I disagree?
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree. No,
Ah,
I'm laughing at. Listen, I'm laughing. I'm laughing at someone left. That's all it is.
so now
Oh my
I
God,
agree,
bro.
but for a different reason.
You know, Mike. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that guy. All right, he's a
I don't
pussy.
care.
Couldn't even stand-
I don't
he couldn't even
care.
stand- He couldn't even stand on his own argument. Fuck that guy.
Jesus.
Go to sleep.
I
Go
will
to sleep.
nuke this entire
All right,
stream.
all right.
I don't have to nuke the stream. I'm saying this is blood sports. We're supposed to be. Like I said, fuck him. Fuck him. All the way
Bro.
down to the earth.
It's
I don't-
just
I
like
don't-
it's like people
I
can't even
don't
be
feel
people
what
can't
Cousins-
even be fucking civil in a goddamn. Listen,
Well,
fuck,
okay,
look
so
what
now
you're
we're
doing.
all
Look
not
what you're
getting-
fucking
this
doing.
is
Look what you're
okay.
fucking doing. Look
Well,
what you're fucking doing. I don't
was
give
I-
a fuck. I don't
Was
care.
Was I not civil the entire time?
I don't care. I don't care, bro.
All I said was fuck him with a capital F and a capital K.
I don't give a fuck. This is cringe.
I want the K to like bend all the way back and hit the F in the ass. That's what I want to do.
I don't care. This is dumb. This is retarded.
That's
It's dumb and
shit.
retarded.
What is going on? Did I miss
Retarded.
that? And I'm on the panel. Did I miss something?
Honestly, you did. You missed a lot. I
Doesn't
could
matter.
explain it.
Does not matter. Does not matter.
All you need to know: 5/5 guy's a liar and a degenerate. I'll just say that.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
You know him, Andre, from previous experiences?
I do. I think we've had this
please,
conversation.
please call after the stream.
I will. I most definitely will. Most definitely will.
It looked like Bumpkin about to have a heart attack over here.
I would say he would be a
Bar
candy
and
bar.
grill, bro. He ate too much at his bar and grill, and now he's getting that.
I'm just extremely disappointed.
Why are you disappointed?
I
All right,
can
let's
argue
move
about
on.
anything. I don't
Yeah,
even
we
care.
got.
if I
Yeah,
don't
we're
even
moving.
know.
We're moving on, or the
Let's
stream's
move on.
ending. All
Let's
right.
move on.
Okay,
Let's
now
move
to
on.
answer your
Move on.
question, hold on. Because I agree, but for a whole different reason. I agree these tariffs are great because he literally tells you the simple fact that the tariffs are not meant to be paid. That's not what the tariffs are for. A lot of people are skipping over that. He created these tariffs as a deterrent. He doesn't want the companies to pay them. He wants the companies to come here and create jobs for Americans. That's the point. That's the reason of he's doing it.
Yeah, no, I get that, but the American labor is more expensive, right? So this is another thing. So if you have first world labor is more expensive. So let's say that we stopped doing manufacturing in like Southeast Asia or China, right? So in those countries, it costs, I don't know, I'm going to throw out a random estimate here. Let's say $3 an hour on average to pay them. Well, in America, it's going to cost like $17 an hour. So how are companies going to respond to this? Are they going to eat it in profit, or are they going to mark up prices accordingly? Well, what we see generally empirically is there will be at most very slight profit markups or price markups, but usually you will not see significant price markups that are equivalent to the extra labor cost. So overall, you're going to get slightly more expensive commodities, but not all that more expensive, and you're going to get essentially more money because okay. If we think about how the global economic system works.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
All right. We're posting.
the stream. Are you killing the stream, bro?
Nah,
we're
don't,
posting.
no. What are you doing?
We're posting the poll.
Why
What
are
do
you
we
killing?
do?
Why are you killing the stream? Don't end no stream.
Why we gotta end the stream?
Dude, I was
Why do we
cooking
end
there,
the
bro.
stream? Right? What the
Yeah, why
hell?
we ending the stream? That shit. You know what you need to do? Honestly, you want to do some content real quick. You need to clip that part of them doing what they do and move it closer together on a video and just upload that right now and say, look, this is why you need to come join the channel and debate. Boom.
Hey, he's right. He's right. He's
Remember,
so
we're
right.
talking
right.
about it.
He's
That's
right.
right.
That's
Wait,
right.
Hold on a second, guys. Remember, this is content. So you got to create your content. Remember, everybody's lane is different. I'm in a political lane, but I know how to do this. You need to clip that and be like, look, debates are us or whatever. Come up with a catchy phrase and put it out there. or say some shit like Andre think he knows it all. Come over here and prove him wrong. Or Dante and Andre, these guys think they're the best arguer. Show them wrong. Pull up.
I like
drop
this
them.
guy.
You
I
know
like
what I'm
this
saying?
guy so much. Great
You
fucking
know what I'm
interview.
saying? You just
Great.
gotta.
I thought this was blood sports. I thought this was blood sports.
Now I'm glad I didn't share this to my channel because my shit would have been monetized. This dude would have probably knocked my whole shit off. I'm pause, super pause. But I'm just
I'm
saying.
sorry.
No, I just got my monetization a few weeks, like 2.5 weeks. I haven't even been 3 weeks yet.
He's new
So
to
I'm
this,
I'm,
bro.
I'm real. I'm leery with my shit, bro. I've been working my ass off to get it. You know what I'm
Dude, yeah,
saying?
working content creation, trying to grind my that shit is fucking hard.
Yo, bro, I be doing lives like 8-9 hours, bro.
Yeah, YouTube is like I think YouTube and Twitch are like probably the most aggressive platforms for trying to get
There's a
monetized.
way to but there's a way to do it. There's different.
Yeah.
Like what I'm not even gonna give you that secret. That's a new secret. I just found I just found something out on my own like 4 days ago. I haven't even had the luxury of enjoying it because I be around a lot of content creators that come to my platform. They be having a way more subscribers than me, way more subscribers, and I'm like, I don't want to say something that you're gonna benefit more off of me, and you're not even trying to help me out, other than just go ahead talk.
Right.
That's all they do is go ahead talk. I don't do that. But now hold on. But now the terror. So now what he was saying, right? So now this is why he said, Trump, remember what I told you, bro? Trump is my dad. Don't ever try to play my dad, bro. I'm not capping. I mean, so he said that the metal's going to be cheaper because they're making metal plates. They're making steel companies. We're getting new cars. So now your car parts are going to be less. They're not going to be shipped from everywhere else. The stuff that they're going to need to make their car parts, they're going to be here now. They're going to have all of that here now. So when you're talking about cheaper labor, maybe you got that there, but the products are going to be local now. Even the products that is needed to create the things you are talking to. My bad. Go ahead, Bumpkin. Do what you do.
Yeah, another panelist on the back.
So the question is the shipping cost
What's up,
going
brother?
up? What's up? The question is the shipping cost, if I understand correctly, going to offset the extra labor expense? The answer is no. It will definitely help if you're doing stuff locally. It'll if you eliminate shipping costs, that's very helpful. That's nice. But with how much more expensive American labor is, it won't offset the cost. But my point is, it doesn't even matter because that's not how companies do pricing. They do pricing generally a priori. They're still going to make a profit off of it, even if they are paying an American, I don't know, $17 an hour. They're used to paying like some Asian $4 an hour to do, right? They're still going to make a profit. It's just not going to be as significant of a profit. And if a company defects, right? So if we think about it, like if you ever heard of like Nash equilibriums from like statistics class, basically you can have like, if you have a scenario where you have two actors, they can both cooperate, i.e. keep the price the same, or one can defect. Okay. So in this case, the defection is immediate dividends, right? It's immediately beneficial because they mark up the prices, they make more in profit. However, there's two problems with a company that does this. A company that does this is going to run into these two major issues. Number one, the obvious one, if another company is producing essentially the same commodity but for cheaper, more consumers are going to go buy from them. Number two, their reputation with other companies in their market is going to be pretty poor. And the problem with that is, as much as we talk about competition in markets, there's as much cooperation between companies as there's competition in terms of like price setting. And if a company defects pretty consistently, other companies are not going to want to work with them. So the long-term cost to the company that marks up its profit or marks up its prices to make up what it's losing in profit due to employing American labor, the long-term cost would greatly outweigh the short-term benefit, meaning that most companies would not mark up prices, even though the production of commodities would be more expensive by bringing it to America. And it's going to be beneficial to like 95% of Americans because it's going to bring back more high paying labor to America. And it's also going to keep commodities relatively at the same price. They're going to go up a bit, but overall it's a net gain for the majority of people. It's a loss for the upper whatever 5%, but it's a loss they can take, and it's a loss that they would have to take essentially.
Yeah. Very much agree. And the thing is that a lot of people just don't even understand tariffs historically in the United States have worked. I mean, the only time it didn't work was I think the smooth haul era in the 1930s. That's when it didn't work. It was blanketed tariffs before World War II. It was disastrous for the American economy. But of course, as we know, it didn't really matter because we won the war and economically, we dominated much of the globe because everyone was in shambles. Everything was everything was fucking blown to smithereens. But I think since that period, because this was the time in the interwar period during the Great Depression and after the Great Depression, leading up to it, that everyone has like, oh, tariffs are bad. No, tariffs are one of the reasons for why World War II started. It's a contributing factor to World War II, and especially with the war in Japan. It's like people are just so fucking idiotic in understanding that we look at what happened with NAFTA and how that destroyed the American economy, especially in the Midwest, especially in the Midwestern states. Tariffs are something that's needed. All these jobs went overseas to other countries. And guess what? It's to their benefit. They've benefited from it. Their people are, going to get something out of it. Good for them, right? But it's at our expense. Now it's time for us to say, you know what? No more. Now the thing is, I think when it comes to tariffs with Canada, I think Trump is playing this. What did he used to say back in like his first? He's playing 4D chess. I think his entire plan is to put as much tariffs as he can on Canada to weaken them internally, economically. And then push for annexation of Canada. Base, Trump, let's do it. Push Canada to go into a Great Depression. So when we take them in, it's like, hey, you should have been with us the whole time. You would have been better. I don't know. I think that's
man. Hey, yo, Haunted, you been up and you haven't said nothing, man. What's going on, Haunted?
Hell yeah. What's up, bro?
Well, I'm just walking around doing shit. I'll be here soon.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Man.
So you want there to be a state?
I wouldn't mind it. I think that here's the thing, right? I think likely case scenario, the most likely thing we could see is Alberta. Some of the more western provinces may break off from the more eastern provinces, the more liberal provinces within Canada, and come over to the United States. But I don't see the entire thing becoming a state within the next 10 years, maybe a territory possibly. And I think it'll be good.
They said that it's too large. It'll probably be like 10 states.
It'll be 10. Yeah, it'll be broken up. Like of course. We're not going to have an entire. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And I think Quebec should get their independence. I think they deserve their independence. I think if Trump pushed for that and went to them and said,
what if he told them, yo, we call y'all Little France? I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you never like, yo, we with you.
Hey, that song "Niggas in Paris" would actually come to life. The niggas in Little Paris.
Y'all just gonna be called Little France. How about that one? Or the real France. Because he'll just start trolling the real France.
Yeah, I just like when he calls Trudeau's like the 50. That's Governor Trudeau. I love that. That shit's actually hilarious.
I be telling people, I don't know if y'all know, but we are living in the time where we're seeing the two all-time best trollers ever: Donald Trump and 50 Cent. It doesn't matter how big the platform is, they will troll the shit out of you. They don't care. They don't care, bro. They don't care, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I wish we had more dissenting opinions up, but I guess they all ran away. So
no, I don't know what happened, man. I'm expecting. All right, so the way Bumpkin, I invited Bumpkin to my platform, right? He does it. This is how he responds. Well, most Latinos don't even like me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found so much. I was so busy dwelling on, we smart Puerto Ricans know we're not Latinos. Right? It's the only thing that was on my mind. I didn't really hear that other shit. And then I'm like, well, I've been on plenty of platforms with you. I've never heard you say no wild, outlandish shit. Like, I don't. And then even we talk, I had someone else had to be like, yo. And when I said, snap, Little France, what's good over there, Little France?
Hey, all right, I'll let this rock out, please. I have not ate yet. I'm dying over here.
Bumpkin ain't ate, bro. It's over.
Yeah,
right,
so
let's get Dante the fuck up out of here for that one. Let's get Dante the fuck up out of here for that one. I'm just joking.
Italians getting dubbed on by
discriminated against again.
Yeah.
What are you gonna lynch me next, Anglo?
Oh my god.
Anyways, let's not.
We don't like you because you're white.
I'm gonna be away from the computer. My headphones are gonna be on like they have been. Do not dogpile, please, for the love of God. Brett's up here.
Get raped, you fucking leaf.
No, you bugging. He likes that shit. Trust me, he was on my panel going against all five of y'all, and all he was doing was, hold on. He wasn't saying he needed a break at all. He was
All right.
attacking everybody, bro.
I already know where this conversation is gonna go. Halted. Please don't say the R word, buddy. You know better than that. This is
Fake country.
fake
Bro,
country.
what?
That's fine. You can say that. All right, go ahead. Continue having this conversation.
What's good, Brett, man? Why shouldn't we call y'all little friends?
Pardon me?
Pardon me? Pardon me? Oh, my maple syrup spilt.
Bro, relax.
Yo, what? Oh, this shit just got crazy. Hey, I don't know. I've never seen. I didn't even know.
There's that
was
fucking Palestinian flag.
Honestly.
Bro's so proud to be Canadian, he won't even fly a Canadian flag behind him.
That is
Fucking
like
fly
the
the flag
average-
for a bunch of fucking brown terrorists.
That's the average Canadian right there. Like, oh my
Bro,
goodness.
what is happening?
Oh my goodness.
So
The only thing that would be better if there was an Indian flag behind him.
Yeah, that would like complete the set right there. That complete it.
All right, let's let Brett speak.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll wait. You see how he's whistling? Trust me, he's used to this shit. Yeah.
He ain't new to this, bro.
What's going on, Brett? How was your meal? Did you have a good meal? You re-energized?
I did. I was super hungry. So yeah, thank you for giving me some time to make something up and eat and all that jazz. Have a smoke.
But you see, I kept throwing the jabs at you the whole time, right?
So I actually just had a question for all of you, actually, because every single one of you up here is saying, hey, can we get some dissenting voices up here and some people with a different perspective? And yet, when you look around at how you guys are talking and treating people, extremely hostile.
Yeah.
Do you see the blood sports in the title?
This blood sports.
So why? This
is where we get nasty. This is where we get mean. Okay.
So why would a person with good sense and good intentions come up here into such a hostile environment and
You're Canadian? You don't have good sense. You don't have good sense. You're Canadian.
Come on, man.
And suffer such attacks and egregious behavior and etc. Like
you gotta at least let him finish.
Fight back. That's what blood sports is.
Yeah, but at least let him finish talking.
I'm just curious because I mean, you keep trying to get people up here, and for what reason? Just for you to all gang up and beat up on them so you can feel better about yourselves?
Bring some friends.
Like, what's your intention of trying to get people up here? Is it to actually have conversations or just to dogpile on people and attack people?
Would it be fair, Brett?
Bring some friends up, man.
The only person I was here for left, so that's it.
Do you have any Canadian friends to bring up and come to your side? Fucking.
You understand and realize the more you're just a beaky mouthpiece, the lesser and less respect I have for you, right? You can't conduct yourself.
I'm just asking, do you have friends you can bring up? I'm not trying to be mean.
Your voice. I hear the tone of your voice and the edginess of your voice, and I know what you're doing. You're excited. You're giddy. You got somebody.
Yes, I am giddy because I get to talk to the Canadian. I was talking shit to you in the comments. Now I'm excited to go punch for punch with you.
Wait a minute. Brett, no one's going to dogpile on you.
I understand the psychological aspects of everything taking place these days. So I just find it curious that you would actually have the audacity or actually think that dissenting voices and people that see things differently would come up here and engage in conversation when there's no respect. It's just attacks, ignorant remarks, disrespectful remarks. Like why would people waste their time? Right.
So
like I said again, it's blood sports. You know what blood sports are? It's not meant to be a civil conversation. It's entertainment.
Okay, and that's probably why Pax Americana here in the few times I've been by his channel.
That's something else, and you don't have to worry about that.
That's probably why he often has like 2 viewers. Did you ever stop to think about that?
Damn.
That's nice. Well, we're on Bumpkin's channel, not Pax's channel.
Yeah.
Well, the channel that I came to and subscribed to says Pax Americana. So
what is Pax Americana?
So we're working on that. We're gonna have 2,000 in the chat pretty soon.
So true.
I'm just saying, it strikes me as very odd to have such
Money
a hostile,
readable.
The money
have
three.
such a hostile environment, and then actually think or expect people are going to come engage.
Oh,
I
to
don't
such a
think it's
hostile
great.
environment. Hold on real fast, guys.
If
Hold on
I
real
may,
fast.
Just weird.
if I may.
Yeah, just 1 second. 1 second, right? I don't usually have 2 people. I usually have about what I have now is 13. Okay. When I do other streams besides this stream, I'll be doing like a gaming stream or whatever. I expect those views to be low because it's shit content. All right. So, and yes, my channel name is called Pax Americana, and I was okay to use that term. And other people use that term. It just means peace through America. That's all it means. Just like Pax Romana meant peace through Rome. That's all that shit fucking means. Thank you for not trying to dogpile. I'm finishing my food. But I just want to remind everyone that hit the Cash App.
So true.
Donate to me.
Trying to explain what blood sports is.
Yeah, and Brett, this is blood sports, right?
There's a,
It is
there's a
meant
couple
to,
of-
it is meant to be chaotic, right? And your entire theory goes out the door because this has been tried and true in the past, where this brings about tons and tons and tons of viewers because people love chaos, people love debates, people love flinging shit
Look
on the
up
internet.
Kill Stream, Brett. It's literally a blood sports debate panel. That
So
gets
I made it
thousands-
civil.
Thousands of views. It's,
We
I'm
just
the only
want
one
you to
who-
punch back, Brett. Punch
I
back.
find it weird.
Have fun.
I find it
Okay.
weird that Bumpkin is like trying to maintain some sort of decorum or orderly fashion at the exact same time that he's trying to be like, oh no, it's chaos.
Because he's
you
a
can dogpile,
moderator.
you can-
He's supposed to be the moderator, making sure you're not
You
getting
can't have
dogpiled.
the
We're only
best of both
asking for you to have
worlds.
fun, Brett. Have fun and punch back. Talk
Brett, would you-
shit.
Brett, would you like
can't
me
have the
to
best of both worlds.
Brett, would you like
Yeah,
me to
you can.
completely
Either
take the
one or the
chains
other.
off? Brett, would you like me to completely take the chains off and have you get dogpiled? Would you prefer that?
You can do whatever you like. I
Yeah,
believe in
okay.
freedom, sir.
All right. So don't dogpile.
Brett
Right,
is a
don't dogpile.
professional victim. I
He
don't know.
really
I'm
is.
a-
All right.
I'm-
Go
Canada,
ahead,
man.
guys. Go
Brett
ahead,
He's
guys.
a black
Sorry.
woman. He's a professional black woman. I love.
I'm sorry if you don't
Unleash
know.
is
that, like,
trying to reason with the rakes. There's no reasoning with the rakes.
I'm sorry if some of you don't understand that I actually am about freedom. I was at the border blockade here at the 2022 convoy protest here
Who fucking
in Canada.
cares? That's cool.
Shut down
Great.
the international border. So I actually am about freedom and movement. So if Bumpkin, if you want to run your channel,
Do you know I watched a documentary on freedom? You know I'm
or-
actually about freedom. Did you know that?
This is why I have that flag behind me, because I actually am about freedom. So you can run your channel however
What is,
you
what
like.
is freedom?
But
What
you
is freedom?
probably
What is
shouldn't
freedom?
expect all these people to come and rush and join your panel who are just going to be hated on and attacked by these guys. That doesn't make any sense. It's
Then
illogical.
why, hold on, then why are you
okay,
here?
If I,
Why are
if
you
I may,
here? Why are you
if
here?
I may, if I
Uh,
may. Perfect. I have a question, Brett. How would you define freedom?
How would I define freedom?
Yeah, so freedom is a concept that you're appealing to in
for-
a moral sense. So what is your
So you're going to
epistemic-
ask me a question and then answer it for me so I don't get a chance to answer it?
Well,
Hey, yo,
no,
Hawk,
you
hey,
said
yo, Hawk, can you answer that question in the private chat, Hawk, please? My bad, guys.
So what question? What freedom is?
No, I wrote you something in the private chat. You just
Yeah,
answer
so-
in the
no,
private
Brett,
chat.
You
for me. My
seemed,
bad.
you seemed confused by the question, so I was restating it in a way that is maybe more easy to understand.
That maybe a better way to word it would have been like, what does freedom mean to me? Right? Which would
or
be
you could have just been
the-
intelligent enough to know what epistemic meant because you're using it in a
which
moral
would-
sense, but that works.
which would
What
would
is-
be the you guys are terrible for just cutting people off and talking over people.
Dude, you literally. I
No,
literally
there's a delay.
Great.
Brett, there's a delay in
So-
chat. Okay, we're over the internet.
So that would freedom to me would be the ideal that a person, group of people can determine their own future without being told and instructed how and what they have to do by some fascist state, whether that a right or a left one, a red or a blue one.
Okay, so then my next question would be, why is that good? Why should I care about other people's freedom?
Don't you care about your own?
I care about my own, but that does not extend to other people.
Perfect.
I can have
That-
my own
then you
freedom.
answered your own question.
Well, no, that doesn't logically follow because I can be perfectly
Well, sure it
free, and there
does.
could be people on the other side of the world that aren't free, and that has nothing to do with me. In fact, if we want to think about it in a more global sense, so would you say that white people benefited from colonialism?
Clearly.
Very good. Okay, so I would be white as
Hey,
Italian.
this
right? So I'm
isn't a
white.
test, dumb fuck.
No,
This is a conversation, not a quiz.
Answer the question. I'm
So
white.
I don't know what you're
I'm
getting
white.
at, but it needs to stop. Now you asked me a
it doesn't
question,
need
and
to
I'd like
stop
to
because
address it.
This is an inconsistency in your own belief system. So if I benefit,
No,
from
you're
other
the one
people's
being
freedom
inconsistent. But
negated,
you asked me a question, and I want to
people's
address
freedom
it.
being negated, why should I support their freedom?
You asked me a question. Do you want me to answer the question or
I
not?
want to answer the question, and I'm giving a rebuttal.
You asked
How
me
it
the
works.
question.
Yes, I asked
Why you should
you answered
care
it.
about other people's freedoms.
Yes, and you answered
And I
it.
responded.
You answered it very poorly, and I'm
Oh
giving a
my
rebuttal.
goodness.
Because you're not very intelligent.
See,
This is a very
Bumpkin,
milquetoast
this
answer.
is why
Like, what are
you don't
an
get
expert?
more people up here engaged
now
in
you're going to use
conversation.
You don't get more people
right
because
here.
they don't capitulate to me. They won't capitulate to my
So-
argument, so you don't get more people.
Hey, what's
No,
up?
because I'm trying to talk and everybody's just bouncing, talking
No,
over me.
there's
Won't
literally
let me
only one
talk.
person talking. There's literally only one person talking until I started.
So who is
Well, I
this
mean, that's what
person?
niggers
Whoever's
do,
on the
Brett.
left.
When they niggers, that's what niggers do.
What?
Okay,
Bro,
let's relax.
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
get the fucking
sticking
channel
around
banned.
for anybody dropping any ends with the hard R's. Okay, you want to attract people to your channel. This is exactly how not to do it.
We literally, they literally just kicked them. What the fuck is this, dude?
Get that dumb fuck up out of here. He will
That
drop
was
the N-word
hilarious.
every chance he
Okay,
gets.
time out for a second. Time out.
Why'd you kick
were
Brett?
Time out. You were hyping him up as like this great.
Yeah, hold on.
No,
Hey, yo,
Brett- no,
Bumpkins,
Brett-
that wasn't Brett saying that.
No,
I
no,
know
no,
it
no,
wasn't
no, no.
Brett.
I didn't
It was
ban
this
Brett.
fucking retard.
That was him.
I didn't
Yeah.
ban Brett. I didn't ban Brett.
Well, why did
Brett-
Brett leave?
Brett left, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Phipps, you were hyping up Brett as like, oh, he's this guy, blah blah blah. Dude, he was trash, bro. That's arguments I hear in like a
Yeah, I
college
didn't-
classroom, bro. He was trash.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never
why
seen
we
him
don't have-
react like that.
Yeah, that was like
I've
some
never
He was like
seen
a
him react like
butthurt
that.
fucking dude. Okay. My argument was going to be, I guess. All right, so if white people benefited from colonialism, and if I am white, okay, that's those premise one. White people benefited from colonialism. Premise
Not
two,
all.
I am white.
Yeah.
Okay, premise three, colonialism negates the freedom of people who are not white. Very good. Why should I support their freedom? It's directly benefiting me. It's directly benefiting my family. By definition, if I'm supporting their freedom, that is a maladaptive behavior. That by definition, that is a maladaptive behavior. So why would I ever support their freedom? So it doesn't logically follow that because I support my own freedom, whatever that means, that I support the freedom of others if the negation of their freedom enhances my own personal benefit. Like that does not logically follow as an argument. That's a logically inconsistent argument. I'd even go as far to say it's a logically incoherent argument.
So you know what might have happened there, Dante? He might have not have came across someone who's bringing their arguing points in the manner that you're doing it. So maybe he's not accustomed to the way you're approaching the argument. Because I'm telling you, he was up there going at it with Flow State, going at it with Bumpkin, going at it with like 4 others as well as them on my channel. And I was just laughing my ass off. And he was like, no, but wait, Fifth, don't let him. And he just kept arguing with every single one of them, bro.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So Brett, unsubscribe and enjoy your echo chamber. It's not an echo chamber, dude. We let you up here to talk. If you don't have anything productive to say, which you didn't, then you can go, bro. We let you up here.
Well, he's also calling us racist, which, oh, boo-hoo, who cares? But we took down the guy who came up and started saying that. That wasn't any of us. And on top of that, you're acting like fucking Dante was 4 people arguing with you.
I may as well have been because he was that poor. Second thing I wanted to say, so Fifths, maybe on your channel, and I don't want to insult Bumpkin here, he was probably debating retards, okay? Like, I am not one. Like,
so one of them would have took what you said and been like, yo, you got to come on my channel with that shit. He would have told you, what's his name? It's Flow State. What's the name of his channel now?
The leaf got raked. That's all I can say.
The Powder
That's
Dusty.
crazy. The Powder Dusty. No, he would absolutely silence the hell out of Dante.
Well, I would absolutely silence what?
He
Flow
would
State.
silence you.
Yeah, Flow State would mute the fuck out of you. He's.
Yeah, was he another retarded shit lib?
I think Flow
He's
State's
a good content creator. He's a real good content creator.
Okay.
Flow State is like a libertarian type.
He's a flat earther as well, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Is
Oh wow.
he?
So
I
he,
don't know.
Did
He
we
has, like,
meet him? Hold on,
vigorous
Mike.
brain
Didn't we meet him
cells.
from? We went on what was it? OTW's channel, all the flat earthers. I think we met him from there.
Yeah,
Really?
OTW, yo, that's my guy. I met him a couple weeks ago too. Other people are
That was
cool with me.
genuinely the most hilarious interaction I've had all day.
I'm
though.
clipping
That
the
was
hell
so
out of that,
fucking
bro.
funny.
I'm using that.
Bro has the emotional integrity of a fucking kindergartner.
So what you
And
need
his
to
arguments
tag
are
is
just as strong as a kindergartner.
what you need to tag is one reason why Canada will never be a state. It'll never make it as a state. They're not strong enough. It's not.
We got, that right there was how weak. It just
You
showed how
guys
weak.
are being mean to me. You guys are being mean to me. It's like, bro, relax with that shit, bro. Just come
He
here.
said
chill
you
with
guys
us.
are dog pilot.
Bro, just punch back.
Look,
Just punch back.
look.
I was waiting for him to.
Now, fifth channel, there is some respect and demand expect. Yeah. Allowing whatever was cut off. Yeah, so I don't. The one thing I don't do is I never tell somebody else how they run their channel. That's why I tell people the me that I am on my channel, you're not gonna get that me on everybody else's channel because you might get a chaotic, a true pizza chaotic channel. I can't be me over there. Well, I do, but I just avoid a lot of topics.
I know Bumpkin said not to argue with the chat. He said, "Try us, we'll be waiting, bro." Dude, based on how you interacted tonight, your country, if everyone else in your country is like you, your country's full of pussies, dude. You literally got
was a
bodied
joke.
by a fucking basic argument because you're using teenage fucking white girl level arguments, dude. Like, come
I
on,
was just joking.
get your brain cells up, bro. Get your brain cells up.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen them argue. Yo. I'm telling you, I just never seen them like that. I haven't.
Dogpiling.
Yeah, I don't
We
know. I
all
don't know
just
how
let
much.
him and Dante go at it. And he acted like Dante was 4 people.
Yeah, I don't know how much more gloves off I can go with you, Brett. I said no dogpiling. That's very rare on Blood Sports, to be honest with you. And it was also a one-on-one debate. You left because you lost the debate.
I
He
haven't
left
lost one yet.
mid-sentence. He left mid-sentence. That just tells you he couldn't even hold up.
Yeah.
That's how weak he was.
Sorry, buddy.
Lose the debate? Nah, man. He ran from the debate.
Where's my opposition? Where's my opposition at?
Get
I don't
Zach
know
in
what
here,
he's
bro.
talking about. I haven't lost one yet, bro.
I sent Zach the link already. I don't think he wants to pop up. I got
Zach is
one,
not my opposition.
I got another one final question. We'll see how long we can pull this out for, boys.
Pause.
Yeah, pause for sure. Pause.
I got a question after you're done. I got a question too.
Okay, that's fine. Is automation inevitable? Is it a positive or a negative?
I think it's inevitable. I think it's contextual in whether or not it's positive or negative. I think if if it occurs and it is done by people who are doing it purely for profit-driven reasons, it'll be negative because let's say you can replace 30% of labor with automation. So 30% of people are now out of the workforce. So then you have two scenarios here. Scenario A, the people in charge, the people with all the property, the people with all the money decide to be nice and say that, okay, you get to live in your pod and eat your bugs on like basic income. Like you get a standard income, regardless if you work or not. Or the elites, the people in charge will not be very nice and they'll just let you starve. Okay. So neither scenario is particularly good. Neither scenario has a great outcome. The second scenario is that automation is used for enhancing people's lives. It's used for essentially needs and not profits. So if you had an economy, dare I say, that is more left leaning, which is what I'm of the hard economic left, partly for this reason. If you have an economy that is not as driven by individual personalized corporate profit and more by just like national interest or national need, then you won't run into all of these problems, or at least not as many of them, because then the economy is going to be more directed towards servicing needs rather than producing or maximizing profit. So automation is good if it is contextualized within the framework of a, dare I say, socialist economy. That is my...
I mostly agree with Dante. I would say that you wouldn't just see a drop, 30%, like say a 30% drop in labor. You'd probably see a drop in the work week as jobs are spread out between more people.
Because it depends. You could say that you wouldn't see a 30% drop in labor, but at the same time, having a standardized I don't know, let's say you could have people working 40 hours a week. That's less people to feed. So let's say you drop the population by 30%. Like, let's say there's a way to do basic population control. We get rid of 30% of the people in the population. We just slowly let them die off, right? Well, now you're feeding less people, which means that you have to direct less resources to actually take care of these people. So there is no economic incentive to spread out the work week, because all you're going to be doing is basically sustaining a larger base of workers that you need to support. If you were to cut that by 30% and only having 70% of the workers work the same hours they did, that's less of a work base to support, and you can produce the same amount of commodities with that. And in that line of reasoning, it's more profitable. So just based on the sheer fact that it's more profitable in the long term to cut the population, the corporations will gear themselves towards cutting the population rather than sustaining it, because it's just more profitable.
All right. I'll secede that point.
Here's what I'll do, right? If you want to do it, Brett, I will set up a formal one-on-one debate between Dante and Brett, and you guys can choose the topic, whatever you guys want to debate upon, and I will host the debate. It'll just be you. It'll just be you and Dante. That's
Can you do a 30-minute open panel at the end?
So hold on. So we're gonna ad lib all that shit he just said. No. So Brett, if you want, we can actually give you a one-on-one with Dante right now, but it's gonna be like maybe a tops a 7-minute conversation, and y'all gotta be timed on y'all replies, and nobody. We could do it so only you, Bumpkin, and Dante are up here. Only y'all three. So can't nobody else chime in. And y'all just have a limited time, so we don't just be backstage looking like morons. You know what I mean?
I'm willing to fuck off for a bit.
You could do it like a minute and a half every time.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I can ask the question. Is it good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Haltic, I want to know, man. Somebody told me, several different people told me. I'm aware that John Doe was a mole. Can you admit that you were a mole as well for New Frontier?
I was a mole.
You were a mole. Thank you.
I was not as involved as John Doe. My involvement was mostly I was trying to troll the Twitter. How John Doe fucked that up.
So John Doe, like the fake lawyer guy, was a mole?
Yeah, he was a mole. And I guess John Doe was the one fucking with the Twitter. So I guess when we blamed Zach for that Twitter post that he made, and Zach, I'll apologize for that. I'll give you, if you're watching, I apologize for that. Zach was not Zach, but John Doe was the one who made the Twitter post.
So who is John Doe a mole for?
He was a mole for people like Orthodox Guy and Panfusa, all the Spurgs we kicked out of the group.
Man, it's been fucking 6 months.
It doesn't matter if it's been 6 months. These people are still
What
fucking.
are y'all talking about, bro?
Yeah, we're talking about something completely
It's
separate
old
from what this
dead
stream.
shit that I don't even like that's being brought up anymore because it's just fucking. Everyone's better off without it. Andre's better off without it.
Bringing it up. It's great that we're bringing it up because guess what?
Andre, we both know your career will be better off without New Frontier.
Today, oh yes, I've been fantastic. You know,
Bumpkin's career will be better off without New Frontier.
Fantastic. I'm doing.
Everyone's careers will be better off without it. So,
like I said,
fucking buried everything to do with New Frontier.
It's buried now because I'm right at the end of the day. There we go. So I'm satisfied. We can move on.
I have no idea what the New Frontier. I'm guessing there's a free channel that
y'all. You don't want to know.
I have no idea.
It's retarded. You don't want to know. It's so retarded.
My
so
bad.
stupid. Yeah.
So I'm from a different sector. Honestly, I share a little bit about me. I've been in the different sectors. Like, I mainly come from like the gang sector, but I'm not a gang member. I'm not a gang member. I don't talk about.
Yeah, we was a gang, y'all.
I don't. No. I mean, literally, like the gang sector on YouTube. I mean, literally, like where the 40 Crips and all them dudes be at. But they're all in one sector, but they all know each other in real life, and they're not far from each other. But they cool with me. I'm from Connecticut. We were cool, right? So now I'm in the gang sector, and I start bringing up. I'm like, yo, y'all just talked about unaliving each other's families, and you guys are like 2 blocks away from each other. So I just got one question. They're like, what's up, Bob? I'm like, all right, I know I'm from Connecticut and all this shit, but what y'all think about Donald Trump going in office? Yo, every single one of these gang members go, oh, you can't talk about that over here. I'm like, yo, bro, you're talking about unaliving this dude's kids. I can't ask you about a political question that can affect us in real time. It's like, I'm in the wrong area. I got to get somewhere else, and now we're over here. You know what I'm saying?
go.
You get what I'm saying? So now a lot of this shit that people are talking about throws me off. Like I have no idea who that person is. I didn't know who Flow State was till 2 weeks ago. I never heard it or his other channel. I never heard
All
none of
right,
that.
guys. The poll
My
links in the
bad. Go ahead.
back.
I
The
love
poll
this
links.
comment. This is great.
The poll link. That's a really funny comment. The poll link's gonna be dropped in the chat.
All right, everyone vote for me, bro.
Everyone vote. I did not get a single Cash App tonight. So you know what that means. You know what that means. What that means is it's gonna be $20. Whoever wins $20 via Cash App.
What is this? What you got me looking at, B?
It's a poll maker. So it's you can go up there and vote for
Oh, so
yourself.
I'd be wrong if I vote for the Orthodox guy?
You can vote for whoever you want to vote for.
I'm voting for myself. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
That guy was like the bottom. Didn't even stay up to even argue.
Oh my fucking god.
What you talking about? What you talking about, bro? I got the crown, bro.
You
He
got the-
didn't win that one argument against
didn't
me,
win.
man. How was 50%,
How
bro?
did I?
Yo,
how did
this
I
shit is hacked,
agree
yo.
with
They
my
lying,
president
bro.
in the
For
conversation?
starters, yo, how about this? Look, it's 50-50
Okay,
the
wait a
whole
minute,
way.
wait a
I'm
minute,
looking
wait a
at
minute,
every
wait a minute,
single
wait a minute.
day. I'm looking at
You
all
ended
that
up
shit.
agreeing with my
Yo,
point
for
that we
starters,
shouldn't
you
have
ain't even showing your face, bro. You lose, yo. You lost. Yo.
I did not lose. In fact,
Holy
ended up agreeing with all
What is
my
he
points.
talking about, bro?
Ended up
Come
agreeing with
on,
all
man.
my
Damn,
Damn!
is this shit
Come
just
on.
50-50? Fucking
Yo,
Dante
that's
five
why
fifths right now?
you didn't
As of
see
right
it?
now, it's 57-43. Come again, Dante.
Yeah, he said
57.
57.
43.
Yo, so I
Here's the deal,
showed it.
bro.
That's what
said
I
that
was
we
saying.
should
I looked at every
Department
single
of Education
diagram.
Five-fifths originally disagreed, and then he changed his opinion to say that we should have some sort of Department of Education. So I'll take that.
No. You capping. You agree with me. You stop capping.
No, you
on that
agreed with me. I'm the one who
principle.
initially said we shouldn't have a
No,
Department of Education, and you walked back that we shouldn't.
I have the
Oh
crown.
shit.
You know why I should win on top of that, bro? Because I'm even writing something, bro. No,
I write
I'm
stuff
a
every
log
day.
in and everything. I'm a log in and everything if it let me. I'm a log in. Come on.
Uh-oh. The poll cheating's happening. Cheating.
No,
No,
where are all
it's
these
not.
dead voters coming from?
That's my dad. He pulled up.
Damn. My great grandfather just voted in this poll. I don't know.
Rogan DEI votes.
Hey, it's 50-50 right now.
Wait a minute. Holy shit.
No way, bro. All right, we have 8 people that voted. We need
Are
more
you
people.
sure? Oh no, yeah, we got more people. We need more people.
Yeah, there's 13 people watching. Sorry, 8 people on YouTube, 5 people on Twitter.
Yo, vote for me, bruh. I bodied that Canadian guy. That was the best part of the night.
5/5 just took the lead.
Damn,
Yo,
dude.
come on, and I dropped a post. Look, and I dropped. Don't mention the name of the post. That's my Facebook name. That's not. I don't have that name attached to nothing. Granted, I stream to my Facebook, but I keep the comments separate. But I actually wrote it on the poll. So yeah, remember everybody in the chat, y'all all like Brett. Y'all thought Brett was a good dude. This dude didn't treat Brett like a person. He tried to shit on Brett and everything Brett stood for as a man. He tried to victimize Brett.
Are you calling in voters 5/5? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You see what I'm doing?
Mountain behavior.
Brett didn't take shit like a man, bro. He took dick like a woman.
You see, even now he's belittling his manhood. That's not what good men.
nice
That's not
to
what honorable
Hold on.
men.
Canadian manhood. What is this?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to.
Damn,
I gotta
you guys-
pick the opposite side of him and sound better. It doesn't matter. Pause. Whatever argument he takes, I gotta take the opposite, bro.
All right.
I got the crown.
right.
Chat, you gotta vote, chat. You gotta vote, chat.
Come on, man. Y'all know 5/5 is the
Hey
argument.
man, well, next time we
winner,
gotta
bro.
play Kahoot, man. We gotta play Kahoot.
Fucking Kahoot at this
Kahoot!
Yeah, bro. Let's see what the winner gonna be, bro. We gotta play Kahoot.
To answer this question, yes, Wolfpack, I do this on the regular. I think I'm 3 weeks in now doing this on the regular. At least one of these a week. About one of these a week. Yeah.
I think the only thing that's not regular. Yeah, I think the only thing that's not regular right now is me. It's my first time being here. Seems like all of y'all know each other, but no, he's right though. If you get in good numbers, you want to do this more often, so the YouTube algorithm will keep you up and even keep your most recent post active in the algorithm, which will help people come back. He is right about doing it more often.
I could run another one tomorrow if people are actually going to show up for it.
You want to be 100? You should do it every day, even if you make them shorter. Even if you
Not
make
possible.
them an hour.
I'm sorry, with my work schedule, that's physically not possible.
Run them from your job.
Straight from work,
Me-
baby.
I can't do that.
No,
I
you
can't
know
do
what
that.
you do? No, you do it in real life though. You get in front of the cells and just start talking shit and turn on the recorder, and you'll be like, "Yo, we can't reply." But check this out: we're gonna have inmates arguing.
Hey, Mike, dude, they listen, we had to lock in. Remember, I was doing streams when I was in the army, man. You know how hectic that shit was, man.
Nah,
Remember
we'll
how
see.
that
5/5 is at 7 votes. Dante,
Let's
you're
go.
at 5.
It's over.
Let's
bro.
go. Come on, man. You won it 5/5, bro. You see how we do this, man. I got the crown already, man. I came in with the crown. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You see how we match? The background is red. My background is red, and I'm
I've never
rocking red.
seen-
That dude won't even show his face.
I won't show my face because it's not really worth it for a kill stream debate effectively.
See that
Number
means you don't want ugly
number two, you were not able to effectively argue a single point against me. So whether or not you win the poll is irrelevant to me because it's so far beneath me. Because I know within within what happened that I won all of our debates. So I don't really care. You can have the $20.
I agree, but also nerd emoji.
It's over, bro. I got the nerd emoji. Hey,
You
man,
got
I won
nerd
the debate.
emoji live?
The nerd
That's
emoji.
crazy.
Hey, man, anyone who listened to those debates knows I won. It's okay.
Everybody who really was paying attention, they all know that I had the crown from the first question. He started to agree with me on how
No,
wide
wait a
they
minute,
should
wait a
break
minute.
it
You
down.
said
And
it
then he
was
said,
about
"No,
the
you are right." But
Hey,
hey,
I said
nobody
we
pressed the
couldn't-
rewind, bro. Hey, nobody pressed the rewind, bro.
you
Everybody heard you
Okay.
agree with me.
All
You
right.
said you're right. The education system should be in control of the states. You said I was right.
All right.
What I said was that's a good no. What I said was that's a good point, and it's not in opposition to a Department of Education, which then you agreed with, agreeing with my point.
All right. I'm calling the poll.
Damn.
5/5 won.
Can we get a debate on the debate of the debate now? Come on, let's go for 3.
7 votes. Dante, you got 5. That was a close one. Honestly, most of the time, the votes are spread out a lot more. Like, there was more panelists on here. Only 2 people were voted on.
I mean, last time I got a fucking phantom vote, and I still want to know who voted for me. It wasn't
was
even
me.
active. It was you? Oh,
Yeah, that
that's
was
nice
me.
of you.
Yeah, that was me. I usually do that. My bad. But
Both
okay.
depending our DEI votes for me.
5/5, what's your cash up?
Your mic's off.
You were serious. Thank you. You were serious about that. I thought you were joking.
No.
I'm serious. I thought you were joking.
Oh,
shit.
Damn, we did all that hooping and hollering. Thought he was joking.
Yeah, I really thought he was joking.
Damn.
I didn't know he was serious.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm good on my word. I've done it every other time.
Yeah, I've got $20, I think, twice off this nigga.
Yeah,
Mine got it 3
I've gotten
times,
it
bro.
twice I've gotten it twice as well. I remember that one time that what was his name? Fucking the guy from
so I put it
yeah.
in the chat by mistake. I was wanting to put it in the private chat.
Well, hold on. Dante, did you show up? I think it was the one that you did the last time. It was some dude up there arguing about Elon Musk and shit, some gay ass shit.
I don't know if you're about my best friend.
I can't stand Elon Musk. But it was somebody up here. Oh man, I can't stand him. I hate Elon Musk.
It was
African American, bro. You better respect it.
Yeah, he's not one of us. He ain't one of us.
The last live stream that I was in was with the 2 Christian guys. The
Confirm
one of them
you
is
got
the
that,
Netherlands. And I just kept on his religion and like I don't okay, for all those who are listening, I don't have anything wrong with any religion. I don't care, honestly. But he was just being so snobbish about it that I felt like just trolling him. And I did not take that debate at all seriously, and somehow I won just by aura farming, essentially. I just aura farmed.
I'm sorry, go.
You got it?
So I wanted to announce to the stream. I definitely got a $20 cash out. That's a whole fact. I definitely did. I'm not even joking.
Word up.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't. Wow, I thought he was joking around with it.
I'm not
You know
joking.
why I thought no, honestly, because it was what you said. I hope it's not too, and I hope this. So I was like, oh, okay, we're just gonna do this for streams then. That's how I was thinking. Do it for sure. Because a lot of people don't get, if you title this correctly when you monetize, maybe one of these videos, maybe that video will just happen between him and Brent. Maybe that portion of the video could go viral in
Only
like a
thing,
year or two. You don't never know.
yeah, only thing that sucks is I'm really gonna have to like hyper edit that because we had a idiot jump up and just
Oh no, you don't.
drop the
So
N word, bro.
when you get to that part of the video, because like in StreamYard, if you look all the way down on the right, there's songs you could play. That's for StreamYard. So you could grab one of those and right where he jumps in, just put the volume up where he's at. And you don't just put that right there and that's it. You don't
That's
even got to take nothing out. You could just add that little bit of music that's on StreamYard. Because that's for this. I'm pretty sure you could play that music in the background. They're not going to do nothing. So when he comes up, you just blah, and then boom, that's it. Just write down the time. That's so you know where to find it. It's the easiest spot to do that.
Well, Jesus Christ. Well, thank you everyone for showing up.
That's it. Look,
Yep.
we're 16 minutes past 2 hours, bro. Stop trying to shut the stream down. You still got 9 people in the chat staying there. So you
Yep.
know there's a such thing called watch time hours. You're getting them right now.
Yeah, I'll get watch time hours later too when I do a different stream.
Damn, dog.
Man,
Yeah.
no,
Damn.
that's-
Well, thank you. I want to say thank you. And
Yeah,
Dante,
5
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you won, so you get to how do I make it? Yeah, you get to do whatever you want to do, bro.
Well, my name is 5/5. Right. Well, the channel name is 5/5. I am the host, Mr. Amelie in the chat. Why Mr. Amelie in the chat? Because that's a manifestation. I'm manifesting 1,000,000 people in the chat. You get what I'm saying? So you definitely want to subscribe to my channel and always keep pulling up on Bumpkin. That's a whole fact. Because Bumpkin gonna give you the debates. No, my channel is different. I do a whole lot of political talk right now. Everything is Donald Trump, Elon Musk. That's what my whole channel is about. So you definitely want to subscribe to my channel if you want that. But for your debates, your blood sports, you want to be right here. You want to see Dante and Andre go at it because them dudes, they look like they got an argument, but they just keep siding on the same side of things. And I was hoping that Bumpkin can make me manufacture that now that we're past the 2 hour mark. But he don't want to. But maybe if you cash app him or super chat him, or you can't super chat, but if you cash app him, that'll help him stay alive. What you think? What you guys think, man?
Yeah, man. If I got a
He left me
20
up
or
here.
yeah, if I got like a 20 or 40 ball, like right now on my Cash App, I would definitely stay alive.
I mean, we definitely want to stay alive, though. That's the whole fact. And
He
you
need
always
his
wanna
bar
plug
and
your-
his grill.
He's a honest girl.
We doing some dumb shit today? Is that what we're doing?
Of course.
Need my
always.
bar and my grill.
When are we not doing dumb shit?
Nah, we ain't doing no dumb ass shit.
Here you go. We're not on colored people time.
God damn.
Honestly, you want to see me and Dante, but it's not that much we fucking disagree on. Really, the debate.
Yeah.
I just think y'all good at arguing. So I wonder if we could find something that y'all don't agree. So that's why I can even go at it with topics that I agree on. It don't matter. If I just see what topic you agree on, I'll find the topic to go against you. And bang, we just go. I'm just good at arguing, bro. I can argue about anything. Word on. And look, he over 2. See, look, you're almost at 2.5 hours, bro. What you talking about?
Oh,
That's true.
This is true. But that
You know what I'm
40, that
saying?
20 or 40 ball ain't dropping. So that's
that's
that.
over, bro.
That's that. Time.
And that,
Hey, guys.
and that's that. And there's
Time
nothing you can do about it.
Time is money. I got other stuff I gotta do.
I
All
just made
right.
$10 an hour.
Look at you.
That's good.
Amazing.
Dude, you're like
I did.
It's like being out of high school again.
Oh, shit. Right, 2010. Shit.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
All
man,
right.
I got my $10 an hour job at the Quickie Mart down the street.
Thank you everyone for showing up. This has been an awesome stream. I'm gonna roll that outro. Peace.